Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde. Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher. Live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
It is the Friday edition, the bye week edition, which means Jason Wilde gets day number 2 off heading into the bye week of Wilde and Tausch. The absolutely loaded guest menu for you today. Packers Insight from ESPN Packers reporter Rob Domofsky at 9:30. The Badgers Outsider, Derek Blakesley, ahead of a huge game, Wisconsin-Iowa, at Camp Randall Stadium this weekend. He's scheduled to appear at 10:30. And in between, Dad, the voice of the Badgers, Tausch's counterpart on game days, Matt LePay, scheduled to appear at 10 a.m. edition of Wilde and Tausch, ESPN Wisconsin and Wisconsin On Demand, live video streaming, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. My name is Jesse Nelson. Normally, I'm the producer of this show. Today, I slide into the host chair in the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison. I am joined by the Packers Hall of Famer and the color commentator of the Badgers Radio Network, alongside Matt LePay. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, I like the Badger vest you're going with today.
Yeah, how do you feel?
It's
I was
good.
going to just bring this up. How do you feel about quarter zips?
I like
You're
quarter
a big
zips.
quarter zip.
Yeah,
Why, though?
So
I guess the question is, if you had a pick, hoodie with no zipper, vest, full zipper, or quarter zip. Quarter zip's finishing third in all of those.
No, see, I'm putting the vest last.
No,
you're a huge vest guy. A lot of people in this office are vest people.
Why do you not like a vest?
It doesn't.
Have you ever golfed in a vest?
I have not golfed in a vest. No, it is not form-fitting for my physique.
What does that mean?
You know exactly
No,
what
I
that
don't.
means. I'm a larger fella. Hunter Vaughn is the producer of this show.
Hunter
by the way.
and I
He's
are
got
both
something
larger
to say.
than you are.
Well, but
Vests are perfect for big fellas.
Are they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Perfect.
I see LaFleur in a vest. He's not
But
a large
his are
fella, and
tailored-
I'm intimidated by
His are
that.
cut. Like, he cuts his vest. Hoodie is Belichick. Hoodie is like, I want to take a nap. It's rainy out.
Yeah,
vest, I'm going to be able to go get some stuff done.
The
You
hoodie-
can go power vest. You can go regular cup. I love the fleece vest because it keeps your inners warm, but you still get the free flow when you golf or anything else. The quarter zip, I think, is probably the most overrated and everybody loves quarter. I am not a quarter zip guy.
I like a good fitting quarter zip. Like I'm wearing this one. I got this at a golf outing a couple of years ago. I love this quarter zip that I'm wearing. Thanks. I wore a Brewers quarter zip when I went golfing with my mom on Tuesday. And all I did...
I bet you'd have shot better if you had a vest on.
Well, I don't like golfing with sleeves. So similar to what you're saying about... I don't like golfing with sleeves. Like something about the
quarter
motion...
zips have sleeves.
Right. So all I had to do, walk up to the tee, bloop, bloop, like I have it right now. Roll it up, good to go, hit, roll it down, let's go.
That makes no sense. Sleeves, hey. You can do that with a long sleeve shirt, too.
Obviously, you can do it with a bunch of different
So then what do you
things.
mean you don't like sleeves?
Well,
it doesn't matter.
I
You're
also don't
pulling
wanna-
it up anyways.
I don't wanna
Quarter
wear a-
zips have sleeves.
I don't want to wear a hoodie when I'm golfing because then
nobody said
in
you
the
have to
back,
wear
so-
a hoodie.
Well, and I'm saying I think the quarter zip is best fit for golf. Not that I do a lot of golfing in October and April when the weather turns. Like normally I'm out there in a polo and you're good to go. I like the quarter zip because it is versatile. You can wear it with jeans. You can wear it with khakis. You can wear it with sweatpants if you want to get out and mow the lawn wearing it if you want to throughout the course. Like, it's very versatile for different situations, and if you want to change it with the temperature in the room you're in or in the outdoor setting you're in, you just roll the sleeves up, roll them down, you're good to go.
Yeah, but you can literally do that with any of the hoodies, anything.
You can't do it with a vest.
Because you don't have sleeves.
Exactly, which is why I think the vest is the lowest on it. The vest is not versatile
I'm not
at all.
fight you on it. I feel like we've gone so quarter zip crazy And my thing is, it's such an indecisive piece of clothing. What am I? Am I dressy? Am I this? Just get rid of the zipper or go full zip. Quarter zip? You can't commit to a full-on zipper? Then don't zip.
It's not about the zip. It's about the collar. It's about
literally
the feel.
has quarter zip in its name.
Yes, I understand, because what
But
else
it's
are you
not
gonna,
about the zip.
Oh, the nice fleece thing with the long sleeves and the collar that you pull over. Like that, you could say that, I suppose.
You have a rain jacket. You have warm winter coats. You have vests. You have hoodies. And then you have, I don't know what I really want to be, so let's throw a quarter zip at you. That's what you have.
It's a step above a T-shirt or a hoodie like you'd wear at home, but it's a step below like a button-down shirt like you're going to church.
Melanie Douglas. What's that couple that never got married? Melanie. Do you know who I'm talking about? It's the couple that they've been dating forever. Kate Hudson's mom, Goldie Hawn. Those two, that's
okay.
Not sure you guys.
Hunter knows.
Neither of you guys know.
I have no idea.
You don't know who Goldie Blanket Hawn is?
Gerald Ford. And,
she was in Chevy Chase's
yes,
movies.
I'm familiar with Goldie
Well, they didn't
Hawn.
get married. They are the quarter zip. It's like, I don't really know what I am. We're not gonna have anything defined. We're not gonna be married. We're not gonna do this. This is what we are. That's the quarter zip. The Goldie Hawn is the quarter zip of clothing.
All right, 844-770-3776.
I got another thing. Since you're going to stick with the quarter zip, and by the way, they're incredibly popular. They're all over pro shops. It is the thing to have. I just will always go vest over it. And for bigger people, I would think that that's what you'd want. Quarter zips typically aren't the most flattering.
Well, it depends on the material and how it fits.
Would you say that's flattering?
Like that. I think I'm always flattering. Yeah.
No, you don't. I know you.
Yeah, that's true. No, I don't think most things I wear are flattering. Like I can think of one thing in my wardrobe right now that when I put it on when I first got it, it's a maroon sweatshirt. I think I wore it the other day actually. Okay. And when I wore that, Becca said, "Oh, you look cool when you wear that."
I got a great Badger hoodie that I love. It's red. Normally I go black or gray just because, that's how it goes when you're a heavier set fella. But the red hoodie I actually thoroughly love.
Yeah.
But hoodies with golf, I agree with you. Not a golf hoodie guy. It's become apropos. I think Justin Thomas started it, and then Spieth. No. Actually, if you're going to golf, you should go quarter zip over. So maybe I'm wrong on my whole take.
I mean, in fairness, you don't strike me as someone like you were upset with golfing in the summer when it got to being like if you're not in a certain range, you golf enough where I don't think you're going to get out there in October and be like, oh, it's 55 degrees
just
today.
Played in a 55-degree thing last Friday. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good stuff. Great drop.
I guess not,
all right,
then.
my last thing. So I have to ask this, too. I know you can speculate on oil futures, and you can do all this stuff, right? You can get into the stock market. Why can we not? We see a gas price that we like. Why can we not go into that gas station and say, I want to buy in bulk at this price, give me a card that I can get gas for 30 days? Why can't some of these gas stations say, yeah, I will let you buy $400 worth of gas at this price? Doesn't that sound like a great idea for the gas station?
Okay.
So here's the genesis of how my mind works. Obviously, we all see that there is a ton of stuff going on in the world.
Uh-huh.
We ain't talking about it, and I don't want to talk about it. Okay. That's for another day and another station or whatever. But I think if you're looking at it and saying, that price is very good. Let's say $3.09. I see a gas station with a price at $3.09. Typically, I've seen $3.39. I've seen $3.49. It's depending on where you live. Why can't I go in, fill up my tank, and why can't I go and say, I'd like a $300 gift card at this price at $3.09. I'm paying $3.09 for gas the rest of this way. Gas stations are betting on stuff. Why can't we? And I get that things fluctuate, but if it goes down to $2.89, I lose. If it goes up to $3.49, I win. Wouldn't that be a fast? We are a gambling culture. We all love sports gambling.
Yeah.
This would be, from a gas station standpoint, you would be trend setting if you allowed this. And again, If you want to do a 20-day thing, great. You can go up to 30 days. But the idea when you drive by a gas station, you say, like I go on a trip and I come back, I'm like, what happened that gas went up 35 cents in the last week? So I want to say, I want to take this and I want to bet on it. I'm going to say I like it at 309. If it goes down to 279, that's on me.
Okay. I appreciate the innovation of the idea. Like you're an economic guy and you think about these things all the time. You're an innovator. You can't go to the grocery store when chicken wings are on sale and say, I'm going to buy 100 chicken wings, but I don't want to bring them all home with me right now. I want to have them at this store.
It's called layaway.
And then I can come and get them in 10 days and get my next round of chicken wings after the sale's over. Like, if you want to buy in bulk gas, you can buy a gas tank and go to the gas station when gas costs under $3 and load up your gas tanks to take home and put in your garage. And then if the gas price goes up, well, you have your surplus in your garage available to you. Like you buy chicken wings when they're on sale and put them in the freezer.
Okay, first off, it's not the same thing.
You can't do that.
It's not.
It's very. I've thought a long time while you were talking about that analogy, and I feel pretty good about it.
Okay, so chicken wings buying, that's called like a fall sale, or you have coupons, whatever it might be.
And the price of gas fluctuates.
It does.
Sometimes there's a sale.
Yes,
sometimes
and I'm saying
it goes
so
up.
does stocks. And you can buy futures on stocks. You can do all this. You can hedge. You can do puts. You can do stock. All this stuff. Why it so hard for me to just go in and say, here's the deal. I am giving you money up front. I have to spend this money. It's just like a gift card. If I don't spend it, that's on me.
Tausch, you've gotten to know me a little bit over the last couple of years since I've been filling in whenever Jesse takes a vacation.
Yes.
Which is a lot.
I used to work at a gas station when I was like 20, 21. Do you really want to negotiate with 21-year-old version of me?
No, there's no negotiating. This would be a company policy that
but I'm going to try and negotiate with you because I want that higher price to try and make us more money.
No, but you're working there. You're just going to follow whatever the policies of said gas station would be. You're not going – if you're a 21-year-old cat in there working, you're schlepping Slurpees at one stand and you're putting a pretzel out in the other.
Yeah.
You're not worried about that. I'm saying said gas station says, all right, 30-day policy, you can go in and do this. This is what it is. You go in, bam, you have $400. I get – I don't know what 100 gallons of gas that I have at that price. Why not? Why can't I do that?
How do you pay then? Like, do you
pay
up front?
Yes.
And then you swipe your
the money
card?
Is in your, the money
like
is in
a rewards card at the pump.
That cash is in their bank at that price.
So,
Boom.
and then you essentially have your own gas debit card locked
Correct.
in at $3.09 a gallon when it goes up to $3.49
and you're only
next
allowed
week.
to buy a certain amount at that price.
I don't know why the gas station would do that.
Because maybe they know, well, you know what? This price is going up or down. They're going to get you in. They want you coming in the store and buying a Slurpee.
But again,
getting a gallon of milk.
What other
Buy
business
a banana.
follows this model? Like, for something...
Costco.
But for some
$1.50, they let you buy a hot dog and something else, and that's their model.
Yeah, but that never changes. You don't go to Costco and say, lock me in at the $1.50
Jesse, you don't think the price of hot dogs has gone up in the last 2 years?
You know there's a reason why they...
Did he say no?
No, obviously the price of everything has gone up, but the Costco hot dog available for purchase as you walk around the store is still $1.50. That doesn't change. It's not like Patty, who's going to Costco, locked in the $1.50 hot dog so that she could keep that price for a year.
You're not keeping it for a year.
Or 30 days, or anything.
You're betting. You're gambling. Price might go up. Price might go down. I don't know.
But again,
you
nobody
have 30
else
days
does this.
to do it. Yeah. Nobody else did. Hey, Elon Musk, nobody's done electric vehicles. Don't do it. Nobody's done Starlink. Don't do it. What kind of world would we live in if people didn't do things they didn't do before?
But there's no... You're bringing in more people by marketing yourself as the gambling...
You're not gambling. You are gambling, but you're bringing people in saying, God, I like that price. I want to go buy an extra 200 gallons of gas at that price.
Yeah. Just call yourselves fan fuel.
Not bad. Not bad. See, you're starting to come on board.
I do like a catchy
Would
name.
you not like? Tell me as a consumer you wouldn't like it. Now, maybe somebody that owns a gas station could say, you're an idiot. We can't do that because how much things can fluctuate. All right.
Yeah, like there's
You tell me that, I'd be like, okay, I understand that, but there's got to be ways around that you can do it because businesses do this all the time. Mattress Mac sells all the furniture. If the Astros win the championship, he's blank out of luck. And you know what? He's making a bunch of money doing it. He is.
844-770-3776. I don't even know what we really want to ask. Do you run a gas station? And if so, does Tausch's economic plan make sense?
Fan fuel is funny.
Does fan fuel work for Tausch's newest idea? 844-770-3776. Can't wait to hear
by
the
the way,
insights.
construction companies and all these electricians, you know what they do? Buy wood, lumber, and buy whatever the semiconductors 6 months out. They buy 6-month contracts to buy this stuff. So if the price goes up, they're blank out of luck. And
Yes.
you know what? If it doesn't, they're buying in bulk.
But that's not the deal for the consumer. That's the deal for the people, like the retailer, that's then selling it to everybody that's building their decks and putting their sheds together in their backyard. Like, that's different. Tell us about Pella Windows and Doors in Wisconsin. What's Gina Della working on for a new
Della's
business
innovative.
plan?
She gives deals that last for a month. You have to make sure you get the deadline. So, I'm onto something. And Team Pella's onto something as well. Team Pella is executing some incredible plays. Products with limited lifetime warranties. Incredible innovations like blinds and shades between the glass. Stylish windows with hidden screens that make game days a breeze. This Pella play proves to be the game-winning tutter. Make monthly payments as low as $19 per window, $75 per patio door, and get a free quote at PellaWI.com today. 6.99% APR financing for 120 months. Certain restrictions do apply. See showroom for detail. This offer ends. Whoa, that's crazy. They have a month-long thing that has a start point and a stop point. Offer ends on Halloween.
Okay, so it's kind of a choose-your-adventure type scenario here with Rob Domofsky scheduled to appear at 9:30. Coming up next, we will either review fan insight into the fan fuel concept. We will either talk about the Denver Broncos and what's going on with some trade possibilities involving the Green Bay Packers, or we'll talk about what a third-string quarterback formerly of the Green Bay Packers has had to say. And we might get to that throughout the course of the show if we don't get to it next. Who knows where we're going to go next on Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Take it to the house this season and enjoy tailgating from your own backyard. Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. You can win game day gear for your next gathering by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Be sure to enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill, a Brewmate Back Tap for batch cocktails, or a Tito's football jersey. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 years old to enter. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Hey, it's Alex Strofe. It is the final week of the regular season for high school football, and we've got a big one. Stoughton travels to Sun Prairie East. Stoughton wins. They are in the postseason. Join me and the Dean, Dennis Semrau, beginning at 6:30.
Friday on 100.5 ESPN. Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania is also brought to you by Canopy Wealth Management, UW Credit Union, Stoughton Trailers, the GRB Academy, and Stoughton Health.
Grassland Dairy is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin and sustained by innovation. Since 1904, the Wheatrick family has worked with hundreds of dairy farmers to consistently produce the highest quality dairy products. Grassland's commitment to quality starts with the way their dairy farmers care for their cows and carries through every step of their innovative processing and delivery. They are proud to offer a wide range of reliable and nutritious dairy ingredients. Grassland Dairy is family owned in Wisconsin and has been crafting butter for 5 generations.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers individual and group lessons for players of all ages and skill levels. Get developed by some of the best baseball coaches in the area and utilize GRB's 52,000 square foot facility, 14 batting cages, and 6,000 square foot weight room. Visit GRBacademy.com to sign up now. That's GRBacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
Take charge of your health today. Join Stoughton Health for a 30-minute well-being screening at the Stoughton Health Community Health and Wellness Center from 7 to 11 a.m. on October 5th, 11th, or 14th. Screenings are $35, and screenings offered include blood pressure, body composition, bone density, cholesterol, blood sugar, functional movement, and more. To schedule your 30-minute appointment, visit stoughtonhealth.com. Then click on Classes and Events. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
The host might be irrelevant, but the conversations aren't.
The type of fashion that you have looks like you ran through a thrift store in 30 seconds and just put together an outfit.
I like to think of myself as a little bit more of a peacock, you know what I mean?
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe.
We all know you're very famous for your Sunday Night Football intro, right? Brian Bulaga, hour.
I never thought I was saying it weird to begin with, but then when I watched myself back, especially when it first happened, I was like, man.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Bobby Portis, and I love playing basketball in Milwaukee. When I drive down the lane, I move fast and make sudden moves to drive to the hoop and score. But when I'm behind the wheel in the driving lane, I control my drive. I don't speed or make sudden movements. Speeding and reckless driving are the leading causes of traffic injuries and deaths in Wisconsin. Do what I do. Control your drive. Don't speed. Don't be reckless. Zero in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Wisconsin DOT.
All you have is one. One chance after an accident. One decision on who to call. One shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Wilde Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
When I was a young boy living in the city, all I did was run. Staring at the lights, they look so pretty. Mama said, son, you're gonna grow up.
Well, Fan Fuel is offering a special discount today. You can parlay a cheeseburger and 50 gallons of gas for the next month.
Yeah, because you know what? I've never seen grocery stores or any of these places give discounts on fuel. Never have I seen that.
That's different than what you're proposing. Yes.
Is it?
Jesse and Tausch. Wilde is on assignment today. Wilde and Tausch, 844-770-3776. Rob Domofsky's coming up next. We're going to talk Packers with Rob. Trade rumors. Bye week, growth versus failure, all that stuff.
Stinks.
They're so bad.
That's a bad team.
That was brutal last night. Everyone who said Russell Wilson, take the more on Russell Wilson.
That was a bad
passing.
call by me.
Not good. But responses are coming in. 844-770-3776 to Tausch's proposed plan for gas stations to sell you gas at a locked-in rate for you to return for up to 30 to 60 days? Is that what you're saying here?
That can be up to the gas station to figure that out. So 15 days, 25 days. I would think you'd want to be in that 10 to 30 days as a consumer. That's where you'd like it.
Okay, so first I want to read this text from a 608 number. We've got a call or two as well waiting in the wings. So from a 608, first time this person has ever texted us. Remember, if you're a first-time texter, make sure you share your name and where you're texting from so we can give you some credit. If you live out of the city and need propane for your house instead of natural gas, fan fuel, in quotes, is actually an option. You can either pay propane prices as you go, knowing they'll go up or down, or you can lock in a price at the beginning of the year, knowing if the price goes down, you're paying more. But if the price goes up, your gamble paid off. Several people on the text line have pointed out the propane situation is kind of what the concept is that you're talking about.
And how many people actually are going to do it? Probably not that many.
Well, out of necessity, I think people, like it says, if you live outside of the city.
I'm saying my fan fuel idea.
Yeah.
How many people are actually going to say, Hunter, would you go and say, boy, $3.09 is a good price. There's a lot of turmoil in the world. I like this. I'm locking in for 30 days. Would you do it?
As a consumer, yes. But you also forget that gas stations really don't make their money on the gas. They're making their money on the food and the drink inside.
I do understand.
So they're going to start losing money even more than they already do on gas.
Will they?
I think they will.
844-770-3776. I don't know if this is going to be a Scuba Chad type situation. We have Zach in Cedarburg, who's called in to join us. So remember Scuba Chad called in when we were looking for scuba
He didn't know anything about scuba.
And he totally BS the entire way. It was very wrong.
Are you calling? You don't think Zach has knowledge on this?
I just don't know what Zach's credibility is to weigh in on the fan fuel concept. Zach in Cedarburg, welcome to Wilde Tausch. Do you own and operate a gas station?
Oh, I've worked at a gas station for about 7 years.
Okay, all right.
That's good credibility.
That is good credibility. All right, Zach, your opinion matters on this. What you got?
All right, here's the thing that I was thinking. First off, Tausch, I love the way you think. Your ingenuity is what keeps this world going round.
All right, I like that.
He's already one old T over.
Okay, yep, I like Zach. But, okay, so where's the but, Zach?
That being said, one thing we got to think about is supply versus demand and how much supply is actually at each individual gas station. You're talking about a tank of, 2,000 gallons, 3,000 gallons? If something crazy would have happen in the world and there's a run and everyone knows about it and gets this, they're going to run to that gas station because they got that card, get their gas, deplete that gas, and make it so there's no more gas there for everyone to come and enjoy and go into that gas station and buy what they're selling, their Slurpees, their hot dogs, all that great stuff. The only thing I think that's going to work, Tausch, is if it's possible that there was some sort of insurance you could buy similar to that Astros furniture place that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Because in the Astros furniture place, that guy buys insurance, so if the Astros do win, he's not out all that money.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the call, Zach. That's insightful.
I think you're on to...
Yeah. Well, thank you, Zach. That's insightful. Yeah, I get that. There's risk and reward on both sides.
So how do we address what he just said about the demand? You can't just lock it all in and then everybody comes there and in 5 days they're out of gas and it's like, oh, okay, now we got to buy more and we're losing money as a company. What do you do?
Well, as there's insurance for everything. We all know that, right?
Okay.
There is insurance for everything. Hole-in-one insurance, you name it. Insurance on your left arm if you're Tug McGraw. There's insurance for everything, but there's also when things happen globally, people are understanding. You can give money back. Let's say what happens there, and all of a sudden the gas goes up to $15 a gallon. People aren't going to like it, but there's refunds at some of these different companies. There's always ways around when you have a force majeure type of scenario that happens in the world.
One more text here comes in from Packer Dan. Gasoline is usually a lost lead. Draw people in, and then they buy items that they can make more money on, just like Hunter was telling us. Stations make maybe 3 to 6 cents per gallon, and the net cost changes during the course of the month.
I get it. I understand that. PD.
Packer Dan.
HV. I understand it from both of you guys. I get it.
HV, nice.
You're getting people in. You know what? You're also going to win. Casinos are built out in Las Vegas with this same premise. You know what? They win.
Is it the same premise, though?
The margin on a casino is way larger.
But you're not saying, I'm going to go to the casino and I'm going to lock in.
Just wait a second. So, lost lead, all this stuff. You're still making 3 to 6 cents on a gallon. Okay? Let's just say if Packer Dan is correct on that.
Sure.
And I think it's probably a little bit less, but there is a margin that you make. Have you tried to buy, food, groceries at a gas station? You know what? A lot more expensive if you go to a gas station. Those margins are a lot higher, too. There's a yin and a yang. Yin and a yang. Okay?
I never studied economics of any kind. I took one course in high school because it was mandatory. I am totally out of my element talking to you about financial situations.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, too. There's another business that does things very similar. They give great deals. They do monthly specials. And it is, of course, our friends at Steinhafels. It's the last weekend of Steinhafels' 89th anniversary sale. Whether it's your first apartment, first home, or the home of your dreams, Steinhafels has something for every style and every budget. Plus, this weekend only, interesting, when you use their 36 or 72-month financing and spend over $3,000, or $29.99 to be exact, you will get a $100 MasterCard reward card. And it's Green and Gold Friday. You can stop in and wear your Packers gear, and you can save 10%. Wow. 10% you get to save, on your home office. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Again.
Interesting. A lot of these businesses, you guys are all, well, you can't do this. You can't do that. I've done 2 reads already that do exactly what I'm talking about.
Companies can offer discounts. Chicken wings can be on sale at the grocery store for the week.
Gas stations would do, Jesse.
But no, you're saying lock it in at this, and for the next 30 days. That's different.
That's literally exactly what both of these companies do.
Yes, but they make more money when they sell a couch at Steinhoffels. They're making more money on that.
I don't think. Okay. You know what? I'm going to move on. I think I know I'm right.
No.
Well, I know you guys don't, but I know I do. Gina, Stein, there are a lot of people that know. Okay, but I'm not. I'll argue with you two about this. Come on.
All right.
Let's move on.
Matt
Morally
LePay,
safer.
Matt LePay
Let's move on.
is scheduled to appear at 10 a.m., the voice of the Badgers.
No, who says that? It's Bryant Gumbel, right?
Bryant Gumbel, Real
Let's
Sports.
move on.
Let's move on. Matt LePay, 10 a.m., Badgers Outsider, 10:30. Huge Badgers Hour coming up at 10 o'clock. But coming up next, ESPN Packers reporter Rob Demovsky is going to join us. Saw some things circulating on social media yesterday as the Denver Broncos are ready to sell everybody. Are the Packers actually interested in acquiring players at the NFL trade deadline? Can't wait to hear that, and also what Rob thinks of this growth versus failure debate that's rang throughout the course of the week. Rob Demovsky, scheduled to appear next on Wilde Tausch.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen, UW-Madison class of 2002. Join me, Michelle Smallman, and Super Bowl champion Chris Canty every weekday morning from 5 to 9, right here on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand on Wisconsin.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. Have you been thinking of updating your bath or shower? Well, Kohler Services is a local end-to-end bath and shower design and remodel service brought to you by Kohler, a family-owned business in Wisconsin for 150 years. Kohler is the only manufacturer offering fast, professional installation and care for life. Start enjoying your bath or shower right now with a special offer. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote and tell them that I sent you. Again, that's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
The standards have been set, and quarterbacks that have been here before us, and you're trying to continue to raise your game until you get to that bar.
This is your Green and Gold Fix on 100.5 ESPN.
You're going to evolve throughout the course of the season. It's always the fine line of what's too much.
This Green and Gold Fix is driven by Metro Ford.
The bye week rolls on for the Packers, but that doesn't mean that the work is stopping for head coach Matt LaFleur, who, when asked if his team is regressing so far, didn't want to say that he agreed with that, but offered some explanations.
Well, I think anytime you don't get, I don't want to use the word regressed, but certainly the result wasn't what we wanted, and I thought there was plenty of opportunities there. Yeah, I don't want to use the word regress because I do think that there were some good things. It's just we just got to make sure that we learn from our mistakes.
The head coach, of course, sharing a similar sentiment after the Thursday night loss to the Lions 2 weeks ago.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
All right, Team Pella, listen up.
Thanks, John Kuhn. Customers love our products with limited lifetime warranties. Check out these big plays. Incredible innovations like blinds and shades between the glass.
No interference on that play, Coach.
And stylish windows with hidden screens that make game days a breeze.
Can it get any better?
It can. With monthly payments as low as $19 per window, $75 per patio door, and a free quote at PellaWI.com.
Let's go.
6.99 APR for 120 months. Service supplies and show for details. Offers on 10/31/2023.
How easy is it to use the UW Credit Union mobile app? We've compared it to other everyday tasks with ratings from 1 to 10, 10 being hardest. Sending money to friends on the app, 1. Putting on your shoes, 4. Paying bills on the app, 1. Putting on your kids' shoes. Okay, stop kicking. Okay, ah! That's a 9.
UW Credit Union, here for every you. Federally insured by NCUA.
Tired of power outages disrupting your life? Make them a thing of the past by getting a Generac home standby generator from Adams Generators. Adams Generators is the largest and #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. With 24/7 emergency support, our factory-trained technicians are standing by to assist you. Visit adamspower.com/generators to make sure your power always stays on. That's adamspower.com/generators.
Dash the Dane. That's right, Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company has expanded their delivery offerings with DoorDash. New customers get $5 off your first order of $25 or more. And don't forget, Dash Pass subscribers always receive free delivery. Order delivery today at GreatDanePub.com or on the DoorDash app and get food delivered from the Great Dane closest to you. Downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994.
Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. Win game day gear by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill or a Brewmate. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 plus to enter.
He covers the Green Bay Packers for ESPN.com.
I bet Domofsky would love to go out to that new Sphere and listen to Bruce.
I actually wondered if they would put Rob's head on the Sphere when the Packers were in town in Vegas. ESPN Packers reporter
He's
Rob
got a big head.
Domofsky.
There's no doubt about that.
As the Packers enter the bye week, joins us. Jason's on assignment here, enjoying the bye week. Rob, are you enjoying the bye week yourself?
I am also what we would call on assignment, but I'm happy to join you guys. And the Sphere, by the way, I could see from my hotel room in Vegas.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. That's pretty cool looking. But no one, Tausch, needs to see my head that much.
Did you just stay in Vegas for the week? I wondered if anyone went out there and then like all you and Wes and everybody, like obviously Wilde didn't, but like did you all just stay an extra few days when everyone left and go to the pool, go down to the tables, hit it up a little bit?
I should have, but like I didn't realize. I mean, I realized it, but didn't realize it when I was making my bye week plans. I booked something to leave on Wednesday. Didn't realize that. You know what? I'm not even getting home from Vegas till Tuesday. Unpacking, repacking, and then leaving the next morning. It's just like you're not used to the bye week being a day shorter. You know, I knew what the schedule was. Obviously, I knew it was a Monday night game in Vegas. But when I came to booking my bye week plans, I completely forgot. So I landed, unpacked, repacked, and left.
Well, it seems like you're not the only person to forget some stuff out in Vegas. Green Bay forgot to get a win against a really bad team.
Bad team.
Yeah, I was so disappointed. We all knew coming into the year that there's going to be ups and downs, and I just look at what we've seen the last 3 weeks. And how do you not? And I know Jason asked Matt this question about regressing, but this team has regressed from where they started. Is that a fair assessment? Is that how you would see it?
Fair. Yes, fair. I do wonder if maybe this is more what we all thought they'd be like when we sat around in July and August and thought what this team would be. And then when they beat a terrible Bears team and played well the first 3 quarters in Atlanta and then played well the fourth quarter in against the Saints, that maybe we got a little overly optimistic, possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe. Like, if the schedule were reversed and they started out, with a couple losses and then had a couple wins, we'd probably. But again, yeah, they wouldn't be regressing. I don't know if there's regression or it's just this is what they are, and this is what they're going to be. I will say this, Tausch, if they end up like 8-9 and miss the playoffs, or even 9-8 and miss the playoffs, that game, I think against the Raiders more than even the Atlanta game.
Oh yeah,
will be the one that they look at. I mean, look, Atlanta. I don't think Atlanta's that bad.
I don't either.
What's Atlanta's 3-2? I
Yep.
think, right? I mean, I almost said Oakland. Vegas was a 1-3 team coming in that really had, I think their only win was over Denver, right?
Yeah, their offense is so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh Jacobs, I don't care. He's not what Josh Jacobs used to be. Jimmy G is what we thought he always was. And I don't care how good Devontae is. They didn't,
They don't even target him.
Right. Like, I think if you would have said that Devontae had 4 for, what was it, 65?
46.
4 for 46, and Josh Jacobs 20 for 69 or something.
Yeah, it was under
or,
70. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have said that, you thought Packers are winning this game, 27-10,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, it's just that's the part, and all season, Jason and I are arguing about, well, this is what the team is. This is how it is. And my point is, well, I don't think we have a problem with some of the mistakes that Jordan has made, some of the mistakes that some of the young receivers have made, but you want to start seeing improvement. If you look at this offense right now, where is this team improved?
Well, I thought they run blocked a little bit better last game, don't you? I mean, there was a little bit more, but A.J. Dillon got like the minimum out of it, I would say. I can't remember if this was to Jason's question or not. By the way, I'm going to preface this by saying, did you hear the way Jason asked the question? You mentioned you and him were arguing. He said, Jason goes, I was arguing with someone, and he didn't name your name. He goes, and it's not Rob, who I usually argue with. I'm like, I don't argue with Jason. Like,
we did catch that yesterday. Yeah. Uh-huh.
What's he throwing? Jesse, why is he throwing me in there?
He loves you, Rob. That's why.
Yeah, I guess. But like, I think Matt's answer, there were so many questions that Jason asked that were so long-winded. And yes, I
that's not shocking.
That'll happen.
Yeah, that's how he operates.
That I can't remember which one LaFleur said this to, but he said, look, where there was a little bit to gain, we gained less than a little bit. Where there were losses that should have been like 0 yards, we lost. Like they got less. I hate the ESPN and all these analytics people, next gen. They have these yards over expected, which I don't understand. I hate that stat. I hate it because over whose expectation, right? Like I don't get that. But there was less gained than what should have been gained in that game, and it wasn't even close.
Talking with ESPN Packers reporter Rob Demovsky on Wilde Tausch, Jesse and Tausch today with Jason off for the Packers bye week. Rob, yesterday, okay, first of all, the Denver Broncos stink. I watched some of that game on Amazon Prime. It was terrible.
Terrible.
Before the game, I saw some things circulating on social media that the Broncos are open to shopping pretty much every player. Jerry Jeudy was top of mind.
Yeah.
And then there was this one report that said the Green Bay Packers would be interested in Jerry Jeudy or have made a call. Have you heard anything about the Packers? It doesn't make any sense to me why they would be buyers at the trade deadline and why they would go against everything we've heard to this point for what they are approaching building their roster as. Is there any merit to this Jerry Jeudy rumor?
Look, Jesse, it wouldn't surprise me if they inquired because, as Goody says, we want to be in every conversation. But you're right about everything they've done suggests that this is not a move that they would make this year, because this year they need to find out everything that they have so that going forward they can be in a better salary cap situation next year and then sort of attack where they want to build the roster. But look, I mean, I don't know that you need the whole season to know that you need more experience at receiver. Now, the flip side argument is that by the end of the season, your receivers will have more experience. But Christian Watson had a bad game the other night, and to Christian's credit, he owned it. He said, "Look, I got targeted way too many times for the production that I put up," and quite frankly, I thought, I'm not saying it was not. He didn't give effort to these guys. They all give effort, but there could have been a few things that he would have done, especially on two of the later passes in the game. The one down the seam, he said he lost track of the ball. Which, if he lost track of the ball, then I guess what are you going to do? But it just didn't seem like he ran super hard after that deep ball down the seam. And then the last play, he needs to make a better attempt at breaking that up. Look, I saw yesterday there was a tweet from some Packer fan blogger, whatever. There was a picture of Jerry Jeudy at an airport, and he said, "Oh, Jerry Judy's at the Green Bay airport." First of all, I'm not sure that was Jerry Jeudy, and I am sure that was not the Green Bay airport because he was playing in the game. Last night we all saw that on television. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, what move has I go off of history. What move has Goody made, since 2018? That would suggest that this is something that he's going to do, right? I finally realized that I can't keep picking receivers in the first round in my mock drafts because they never do it. So you got to learn from history, and they're not going to pick a receiver in the first round, and they're not going to trade for a guy like Jerry Jeudy or what was it last year, Stephon Gilmore, or the year before, whatever it was. Like those moves, they're just not the way they, right or wrong, that's just not the way they do it.
Yeah, well, JT, they're always in the conversation. I like the fact that they're in the conversation, but you were talking about Watson, and you can see his talent. Speed-wise, people are afraid.
No doubt.
They roll safeties. They do things. But do you think you can get better at, like, spatial awareness? Because I've noticed a lot of times it does feel like Christian Watson gets lost trying to figure out where the football is going to be coming down. Obviously, he's made some big plays, but there's been a lot that he's left out there. Is that something you think he can get a lot better at? Because he's not a rookie. He's been around now. He's been hurt and missed some time, but he has been around, and the production hasn't, other than that 4-game stretch in the middle of last season, it hadn't been there.
Yeah, I was watching the game last night thinking, like MVS, God, I didn't see a whole lot of production from MVS in the second half. I'll admit I didn't watch the first quarter.
Got a shove in the back on that screenplay.
So I don't know. Yeah, I didn't see that. But, like, to me, MVS had a little bit of spatial awareness, maybe it's body control, too, like knowing how to twist and turn. Like, Jordy Nelson was, to me, had the best body control of anybody I'd ever seen in terms of, like, just being able to twist and turn and have balance. And I wonder if it's a little bit like in basketball when you got a guy who does everything right and can't put it in the hoop at the rim, like can't finish. Like that, to me, that's like something's like off with your coordination or balance. And I'm not suggesting that Christian Watson isn't coordinated or balanced. They all are at that level, but there's degrees of it, right? Like, Tausch, did you play with Corey Bradford? Or was
I
that
did,
before
yes. That's who Jason always mentions, MVS.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he thinks MVS
all
Corey
the time.
Bradford.
I mean, Corey Bradford was like a 6th or 7th pick, and I say that knowing I'm talking to a 7th-round pick. So the expectations might not have been the same as Christian Watson, who was a 2. So I'm not trying to.
Rob, what round do you think you'd have been picked as a beat writer?
68. But I mean, Corey Bradford was a guy who I thought, damn, this guy, he's as athletic as they come. And then it obviously didn't work out for him. Donald Driver was 7th-round pick, and it obviously worked out for him. So I'm not saying it matters where you get picked, but just from a physical tool standpoint, I guess I never really thought of MVS as Corey Bradford for some reason, but I wonder if Watson is a little bit of that.
I wouldn't say that's awesome to hear.
ESPN Packers reporter Rob Domofsky.
So Carolina, but for all that, Indy tried to trade for him. Carolina reportedly is trying to trade for him. I want to continue to see Christian Watson develop. I think that talent he has is hard to find, at his size.
Way too soon to get
for sure.
On him.
Yep.
Way too soon.
I agree.
What if he gets hurt one more time, though?
People are going to get hurt. He's a young player still.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not people are killing him for the injury thing. That doesn't. Like, I don't see that as a problem. These aren't like toughness injuries, right? Like, it's not like he banged his shoulder and he's in pain and he's not playing. I mean, you're a runner and you got a freaking hamstring injury. Like, what are you going to do? Fast guys get hamstring injuries. That's
Fat guys don't. Fast guys do, Rob. That's how that works.
Slamming Tausch today. Rob Domofsky joining us on Wilde Tausch.
I thoroughly enjoy it, Rob.
Rob,
I know you can take it, unlike Mr. Sensitive, who's on.
You ain't kidding about that, yeah.
Rob, we'll see how you can
Wait,
spin.
just think. Can I ask? Let's just go back.
Yeah, it's your show.
Absolutely,
it's your show.
yeah.
What do you want, Rob?
Since Jason's not here, I'll take a shot at him, and you can put this on Twitter, and you can see it. How would Jason have reacted if Matt LaFleur said to him, "That's a BS question, Jason," instead of Pete, who could not have cared less?
He would have had to have probably had Matt LaFleur call him and apologize individually. Otherwise, Grudgy McGee over there, it would have been Grudge City, USA.
He's going to go home and he's going to stay up all night, but he's going to wait for the text or the call.
By the way, that wasn't even a tough question. Like, that was the part what are you even doing? I think that was Matt LaFleur wanted to be mad because things didn't go well.
Yeah, Pete, me, whoever, Spoon, whoever was.
You're one of those sickos, Domofsky. You like that stuff. You're a pot stirrer, and you like it when people prod back at you.
Doesn't hurt. Yeah, it makes things interesting.
Media on media crime, media on coach crime. Like, I love
I love when you throw jabs out at different reporters, especially when you do it at Wilde. I don't think you do it enough, if I'm being honest with you.
I'll work. That's one thing during the bye week, Tosh.
You do your self-scout. I just gave you a scouting report. You need to be more. You need to push on Wilde more.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and look at the transcripts and see where I could have.
There's plenty of dialogue there. I think Wilde had about 60% of the words at that last press conference. Rob, before we let you go and enjoy your bye week, it looks like a great day to go out and play golf.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
By the way, when you're golfing and it's this kind of weather, you a vest guy, quarter zip guy, or what? If it's not raining, obviously you go rain slicker.
Yeah.
What's your attire?
Well, you know what, Tosh? Like, I don't have a rain suit because I don't play golf in the rain. Like that's where I'm at in my life. Every decade I've gotten older, I've lowered.
I
As
agree.
I've gotten older, my threshold for temperature.
Totally agree with you on that.
When I was in my 30s, I would play like if it was 38, 39 degrees. As long as it was sunny and not
sun's out, it's still good.
When I got to 40, 45, I guess I'd still play. I'm 52 now, man. I'm not sure I can play in anything colder than my age.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I remember getting up early, going to play when I'm 21, 22. It's like I don't care how many drinks I had the night before. I'm getting up now. Totally agree with you. Rob, last question. We polled this yesterday, and I'm just interested to hear your point of view on this. The expectations, and Jesse, you have the poll exactly, so I'll let you read it.
I do, yes. So we asked yesterday, so far this season, has Packers quarterback Jordan Love been better than you expected, worse than you expected, or exactly what you expected? Before I reveal how the fans voted, Rob Domofsky, how do you vote?
I'm going to say exactly what I expected.
I knew you were going to say that.
But he got to it in a different way. Because I went in thinking, boy, he's not going to be, it's going to be a struggle. And then the first, what was he, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception.
6-0 for a bit, yeah.
Yeah, 6-0 after 2. I thought, this is better than I expected. The last couple games, a little worse than I expected. So if you average it all out, this is probably what you get with a young quarterback. The one thing that I think has been a little worse than I expected is the completion percentage. Like because his first couple of training camps, Tausch and Jesse, he was checked down Charlie a little bit, right? And those should be high, the percentage. So I did not expect them to chuck it down the field as much as they have, and that's part of the reason that the low completion percentage. There's a lot of them. That's not the only one, but that's a contributing factor. So the completion percentage issue, I definitely think is worse. I don't think it's an accuracy issue. I think it's a choice of throw issue.
Okay. Well, hopefully he does get that up because for as much as people are defending and saying that you can't live in this league completing 52%. You just can't do
No, it's got to be 60 is like the bare minimum, right? Like 60 is a C grade. Anything above that, you start to move up the grade scale.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Rob, last one. Again, this is actually the last one. So I saw Sean Payton's cheesecake menu of plays. Did you see that? It was zoomed in. You could literally read the whole thing, which I don't think Amazon should be putting up on TV. That's a whole nother story.
They probably don't like that.
What does Joe Barry do with that, do you think? You know that they're studying that and will do it, right?
Yeah, the question is, Tausch, and you know this better than me, is do you know what their words mean? Like, if you don't know what their words mean,
no,
then
you do.
What you do? Okay,
Oh, yeah.
okay. Once Mike McCarthy showed me his call sheet once, and like it might as well have been in a foreign language. Like I had no idea what it was. Like literally no idea.
Yeah, coaches will know for sure.
It was actually, I think it was the call sheet from the Super Bowl he showed me, which I was like, ooh, this is pretty cool.
Oh,
but
juicy.
I didn't know what any of it meant. So, and he didn't let me take any pictures of it either.
Okay. But it's because he knows that other teams would actually know what he'll show you and Wilde always complains he has to get up at like 5 a.m. to meet with Mike because Mike's a morning cat. So I'll be fascinated. I'm sure Sean Payton and everybody is going to have to go through. I don't know what you do differently, but they scored 8 points last night, so maybe the Packers don't care.
Time
if they
to
get
rework it anyway. Yeah,
it's
throw
time
that
for
one
a new
out.
Yeah, Denver's defense isn't bad though. Like maybe if they would have gotten what's his name, Evero's call sheet, then maybe that would have helped them, right?
Oh, I
or
think
he's not the coordinator there.
I think Denver's defense is pretty bad. 33.7 points a game. I know last night they held Mahomes in check a little bit, but if Green Bay doesn't put up 24 plus, Ouch. It's going to be tough sledding. They're going to be a lot.
I think Denver's defense was supposed to be good, though, and last night was the first time it looked like it was supposed to.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Rob will catch up with you more next week leading into that Packers-Broncos game. Thanks so much. Enjoy your bye weekend here.
I will. You guys, too. We'll be seeing you.
ESPN Packers reporter
I love
Rob
it when he gets after
Demovsky.
That's my favorite part of the whole deal.
Best part of when Rob comes on, absolutely. You can check his stuff out over at ESPN.com, ESPNWisconsin.com, part of ESPN's NFL Nation. We'll recap a little bit of what Rob said, get set for Matt LePay to join us coming up shortly. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tauscher here, and with a big home game in Madison tomorrow afternoon, I'm feeling good on this Feel Good Friday on Wilde & Tausch, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints. We were feeling good when my family worked with the pro painters from Holman Lindsay for our home's paint project. Holman Lindsay's pro painters were incredible. They did the job so much better than we could and made the whole process so much easier on all of us. All you have to do to get connected is stop into any of Holman Lindsay's Madison area locations, ask, and they'll help get you set up with the pro painters that are perfect for what you need. From green and gold to cardinal and white and everything in between. Remember, Wisconsin's best painters use Wisconsin's best paint, and Wisconsin's best painters are the pro painters at Holman Lindsay Paints. Holman Lindsay, great paint, great people. Stay tuned for Feel Good Friday on Wilde & Tausch, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Tomorrow marks the 97th all-time meeting between the Wisconsin and Iowa football programs and the 18th meeting during the Heartland Trophy Series. The Badgers hold an all-time lead, 49 wins, 45 losses, and 2 ties against Iowa since their first game was played in October of 1894. Wisconsin has won 8 of the 11 previous matchups, but the last one belongs to Iowa, a 24-10 victory last November. The Badgers are favored by 9.5 points in Saturday's showdown with a 3 o'clock kickoff.
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
Ruggability. We straight made that word up. How else to describe the otherwise indescribable rugged, capable, incredible versatility and affordability of a Honda SUV? Car and Driver calls Honda the winningest brand in 10 best history. Your kids will call it totally lit. But we like ruggability, and you'll like the incredifantabulous deals, so see your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin.
Hey, it's Stacy Bruner from Bruner Realty. People have been telling me that buying a home is nothing to joke about, so instead of telling you another real estate joke, I'm gonna have somebody else do it.
Jesse Nelson here. What do you call a detective who's also a real estate agent? Sherlock Holmes.
Come on, Jesse, this is no laughing matter.
Well, when it's time to get serious about buying or selling, that's when people should do what we did and work with you.
Contact us at BrunerRealtyInc.com. Bruner Realty, homes to appreciate.
Olson Toon has been customizing both residential and commercial outdoor living spaces since 1997. Matt Hamilton here from ESPN Madison. For over 50 years of combined experience in their management and design teams, Olson Toon has become one of Wisconsin's premier building and landscaping outdoor living firms. Landscaping and maintenance, irrigation, concrete work, pools, and more. If you have an outdoor living need, Olson Toon is here to help. Go to olsontoon.com to get started on your home project today. That's olsontoon.com.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Gruber Law Offices and other business owners help local startups get on their feet on Project Pitch It. Watch it Saturday nights at 10:35 on WISN 12. One call, that's all.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Thanks again to ESPN Packers reporter Rob Demovsky for joining us on Wilde and Tausch, Jesse and Tausch today. Wilde on assignment for the bye week. He'll be back on Monday. 844-770-3776, the number to get into the show. A lot of fascinating stuff from Rob. Obviously, we had a lot of fun with him, but the Jerry Jeudy thing I thought was interesting. If we were playing Need It or Don't Need It, Tausch, presented by Fleet Farm, I would say the Packers do not need Jerry Jeudy.
I don't love his approach. What did he have last night? 3 catches for nothing. He's been calling out old heads.
Steve
Smith. After Steve Smith, Mark Schlereth. Like to see a little more production. I don't know necessarily. Change of scenery can always help, but typically Jerry Jeudy should be somebody like a Justin Jefferson, who he went before, by the way.
Yeah.
That they're clamoring to re-sign. It seems as if they're more clamoring to get rid of him, which anytime you're on a rookie deal, we just go ahead and look at Chase Claypool, if you don't believe me. Buy or bring your own bewairedness.
Bring your own bewairedness. There it is. I do think it's interesting because we slammed the Denver Broncos, and like if we're saying the organization is in bad shape, and Sean Payton came in hot with the way that he slammed the previous regime, among other things. Russell Wilson he's been critical of. Like, couldn't you make the argument that Jerry Jeudy would want a change of scenery, and maybe he's not the only one that wants out of Denver, and that would be a good thing? Like, I guess I'm just playing devil's advocate there.
No, you can all you want, but organizations, they have their folks that they want to keep. And when you have young core players, Surtain, they don't want to get rid of him. He's a dog. He's a good player. You don't get better by letting good young players walk out of your building. There's a reason you trade and get rid of young players. They're either not as good as you think, or their attitude and what they're doing doesn't fit, and you don't see it on a daily basis. I don't know any good programs that will say, boy, he is so good and he works his tail off and he's everything we want, let's trade him. Do you ever hear that?
No, you don't. Need it or don't need it, I mentioned it. It's presented by Fleet Farm, Tausch.
Hunting season, it's a coming. Fleet Farm has everything you need to make this year's hunt a success. Check out their huge selection of trail cameras, camo gear, blinds, tree stands, and much more. Brand new Fleet Farm, Jesse, down in your country. Muskego, now open. Check it out at the corner of Racine and College Ave. You can pick up everyday hunting essentials from top brands at Fleet Farm. And Toyland, it's opening this weekend at Fleet Farm. Doors open at 7 a.m. this Saturday. The first 125 customers will get a free Fleet Farm tractor. Stop in, shop top toys. Boy, that is tricky. Shop
that
top
is a
toys.
tough one there.
And find prices that won't be beat during Toyland at Fleet Farm. Find everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm, serving the Midwest since 1955.
Check out the store in Muskego, and then Muskego Kettle Moraine. Number 1 versus number 1 in high school
Moraine
football
is a tough
tonight.
squad, too. That'll be good.
Number
Prep
1
Mania
in
going
D2,
down there?
number 1 in D1. We won't be there for Prep Mania. We got our own fun game in Sun Prairie tonight.
Okay.
Stoughton Sun Prairie East. But
are you doing the game?
I'm not doing the game. No, I'm watching
You've
it
really
home.
done a nice job of delegating.
Well, we're coming up.
Hunter doing it?
I'm kind of Nancing this thing.
No.
You know when Nance would do like one college basketball game in the regular season, and then he'd come in for the NCAA tournament?
Stop comparing yourself to Jim Nance. Just for the
record. Coincidentally, my fake dad, Matt LePay, scheduled to appear in 2 minutes on Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Zimbrick Chevrolet.
When was the last time you had your oil changed or your tires rotated? Do you need new tires, a battery, perhaps some windshield wipers? Zimbrick Chevrolet Service Center is equipped to help you with routine maintenance, major repairs, and everything in between. Get your free battery inspection coupon and schedule an appointment today at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Don't overpay. Shop Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie.
Main Street, Sun Prairie, Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Hey, this is Craig Karmazin. Join Kyle Wallace and me every Sunday morning for Sunday Karma on a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
What is up, Madison? I'm Hunter Vaughn. Your Sports Center update is brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. It's the battle for the Heartland Trophy tomorrow as the 5-1 Iowa Hawkeyes come to Madison to take on your 4-1 Wisconsin Badgers. The Hawkeyes are led by former Badgers quarterback Deacon Hill, who's led Iowa to back-to-back wins. Meanwhile, the Badgers have won 3 in a row and are coming off a 24-13 win over Rutgers. Wisconsin's 9.5-point favorites for that 3 o'clock kickoff at Camp Randall. And you can tune in at 1 o'clock to ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, where Colin Russo, Alex Strofe, and Adam Mertz will get you set for the kickoff of that one, and then tune in immediately following the game for the next 2 hours as Colin Russo and Adam Mertz will be reacting to, hopefully, a Wisconsin Badgers victory. In the NBA, Milwaukee Bucks fans will be getting their first taste of Dame time on Sunday night as Damian Lillard is expected to play against the LA Lakers at 6 o'clock.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
I've been grinding so long, been trying it for years. And I got nothing to show, just climbing this rope right here.
10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch is the Badgers hour this morning. Jesse and Tausch on Wilde and Tausch. Jason Wilde on assignment for the Packers bye week, taking a couple of days off. 844-770-3776 is the number into the show this morning. So the Badgers outsider, Derek Blakesley, is scheduled to appear coming up in just a little bit.
He's going to be here, too. I feel really good
I feel
about
pretty
it.
good that Blakesley will be in attendance here in studio with us at the Everlight Solar Studio.
I love how accommodating we are. He wants to come in on a Friday. We let him come in on a Friday. That's what we do.
Well, I kind of told him he had to come in on a Friday.
But I'm saying he's very accommodating.
He could have made life difficult and said, no, I need to know Tuesday. Tuesday's my day. And we would have said, well, it's Packers game Monday. I don't care. I got to do Tuesday.
Is that your imitation of him?
I'm working on it.
Okay, it's not your best.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
But before we talk to Derek Blakesley, we will be talking to your counterpart on the Badgers radio network, the play-by-play voice
I know who you're talking
of Wisconsin sports, my fake dad. And I can say that I can introduce him as dad because I've seen my dad the last couple of weeks, so I feel like I don't owe him like a visit or anything or a phone call, so I feel more comfortable than some other times we've introduced him on the show. He is the voice of the Wisconsin Badgers on the Badgers radio network. I call him Dad. Matt LePay on Wilde and Tausch. Hi, Pops. How you doing?
Son, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm good. You know, it's been a while since I've come over to visit. I don't know. Do you need any help with the gutters this time? I know the leaves start to clog up quite a bit. Is everything okay over there?
Well, you know, I think if you can get over here later today, that'd be great because, the leaves are starting to kind of pile it up in some areas. My question, I got a question for my broadcast partner. Has Tausch recovered? That was pretty savage from Evan Cohen yesterday. I just want to make sure you got all the stitches, you got all the bruises taken care of.
Just wait, Matt, you think that Evan bodied me up yesterday is what you're telling me?
Well, I think, the I Miss Wilde
that
line,
hurts.
I don't know if that was a knockout blow or just
it was a good – it did hit.
He got you pretty good.
He did hit me there. He's very sensitive because his New England Patriots stink now, but that did hit hard. So, yeah, Matt, I have recovered. I have – Jesse, I wanted to see – Matt, what did you think? I don't know if you probably didn't hear this part, but Jesse basically brought up his mom and let the audience know
real mom
that his real mom that she got hammered on her birthday and forgot her purse and passed out in the back of their car on the drive up and put that out on air. Is that something?
Wow.
Is that not IPT? I felt like that was in poor taste, and I was hoping that he apologized. As a broadcast legend, you would never have done that, right?
No, man, that is too much info. Come on, son, you got to be better than that.
She called me after they had already turned the car around, and I'm not gonna. It was her birthday. She's allowed to celebrate a little bit. We've all celebrated our birthdays before.
But you didn't need to bring it on air.
I think real mom now deserves the right to come on the air and air some of your dirty laundry.
No.
That is a fantastic. And Mrs. Nelson, and she knows she always has the floor if she wants it.
Pops, you're losing it. Uncle Tausch must be getting to you in the broadcast booth. What's it been like sharing the space in Pullman, Washington, and West Lafayette, Indiana, and all out and about with Old T?
Oh, Old T has been great, man. It's been fun. I mean, we can jab each other, which we've done a lot, which is a lot of fun. Yeah, I can't. As much as I'd like to insult him, I am waiting for him to pick up the tab maybe next Friday night in lovely Champaign, Illinois.
I got you, Matt. Well, in fairness, I wanted to last time, and I didn't catch up with Matt the last time. We went different ways, but I got the tab out in Champaign. We're going to meet up with. We're going to end up. What do you think the odds we can get Bielema to come out and have dinner with us before the tussle on Saturday?
How about we invite ourselves over to his place?
I like that
don't stay
idea.
In the hotel tonight. Let's just get Brett and Jen. They can fix us like a 6-7 course dinner. That'd be awesome.
Well, I've seen on that Big Ten Network, he's mixing together. He knows what he's doing in the kitchen.
Yes, he does.
You could get a whole crew there. You got Bielema, Jimmy Leonard. You could do a whole thing.
Oh, Aaron Henry is on the staff. Barton. I mean, there's all kinds of guys on it.
All right, that sounds fun. Matt, before we get into Badger talk, I did notice I caught you a little bit last week, which I do sometimes in analyzing. When I brought up the Rochelle, the romantic journey from Milan to Minsk, what went into your head as you're being, as we're going through that? What did you think when I brought that up?
Well, that's the thing. People ask me what this is like. I said, at least once and usually 2 or 3 times every game, Old T brings up something where I think I might have been taking a little swig of water.
You did the almost like a water spit take where that just happened.
I did. Those poor people are sitting right below us. They were not happy for it. So, yeah, there are some things, well, probably a lot of things with me because I am a simpleton. How do I respond to that? And I was too busy laughing to come up. Yeah, you got me with that. That's the beauty of this arrangement here because Tausch is always he's either going to invent a new word, come up with some kind of term that like, what? Or what he did last week with the return man, the great Rashad Rochelle, and Old T comes up with that line. I'm not even going to attempt to respond to that. I'll just chuckle. And I think, what did I say? I said, we'll be here all day, folks. We accept tips or something like that.
Is
the
he
best I could do in the moment.
Is he as stream of consciousness on the radio broadcast as he is here in the Everlight Solar studio when we're doing the show? Because, I mean, we started the show today. He sees me wearing a quarter zip. We're talking about what kind of long sleeves you like to wear in the fall. And then he's got this idea that you're going to buy gas in bulk on a card that you buy good for 30 days locked in at a price. Like, is this what it's like on Saturdays also, or is this just a weekday thing he gets out of his system?
Oh, no, it's a game day thing. We're getting ready to talk about the keys to the game, as the kickoff is approaching the Wisconsin-Purdue a few weeks ago. And your boy here puts out on Twitter, Purdue has this thing forever, their band, the world's largest drum. And your boy was contesting that. He was very skeptical. So rather than focusing on, like, how you going to slow down the Purdue offense or, can Braylon Allen get going, I really question whether Purdue actually does have the world's largest drum.
Turns out they don't. Turns out they don't, by the way.
And, Jesse, well, you probably don't either. On that night, the band did a tribute to yacht rock. It's something.
We heard about this.
Uh-huh. And I always considered Tausch to be a man of a wide range of interest. He knows a little bit about a lot.
That's a fair assessment.
Man knows nothing about yacht rock.
Yeah.
Which I don't think Fickle knows anything about it. With a football coach, that doesn't surprise me. But with Tausch, man of the world, the Little River Band and Christopher Cross, and it's a format you can listen to for about 5 minutes, and then you probably really got to change the channel. But Tausch, you've never heard of yacht rock before?
I had not till then. And once you started telling me who, like Mike McDonald, the guy from, he had those commercials. Then once you listen to it, it's elevator music is what it is.
Well,
right?
Like I said, about 5 minutes of it. It's very, it's yacht rock is another way of saying soft rock.
it just
I think of it that way.
Sounded very bougie to me.
When I hear yacht rock, it's like you're sitting on the pier up north. It's like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
You got your first drink of the day in hand in the middle of July.
Yeah, very
and you're
bougie. Yeah,
living the dream.
I didn't say it didn't exist. I just said I hadn't heard it. It wasn't my cup of tea, but I have listened to it. I like it. But as Matt just said, small doses. All right, let's get to it. Now let's break this thing down and be very football-minded. I just put out on Twitter, and what did we say? No? Fair enough. What else you got, man? Listen, trust me, we'll do plenty of this on Saturday. I'm good. You take it where you want to go.
Any other grievances with Tausch worth airing before we talk about Wisconsin and Iowa?
Fire away. I'm ready. Let's break it down.
All right. So Matt, I don't know about you. I think we watched the spring game, and there's been all this hype. I think Tanner Mordecai has been even better than advertised. Is that is that how you would assess it? Or I just, what he's been able to do, and especially the last couple of weeks with his legs, I've been really impressed, and hopefully we continue to see that, improve and improve as we keep going. But I have been really impressed with what they've asked him to do and how he's played.
That's the key, right? What they've asked him to do, because we saw the statistics the last 2 years at SMU, 72 touchdown passes. And I think there was a widespread assumption that Russell Wilson's touchdown mark from 2011 was going to be in serious jeopardy. This guy's going to spray the ball all over the place, going to throw for 1 million touchdowns, and he's thrown for 3? But that doesn't tell you really much of his story. He's run for 4. His ability to run the ball, it was nice to see him slide a little bit more last week, so he's not taking those hits. But I think, too, Tausch, and you would know this in all seriousness a lot better than I, with, some of the things that they're doing are different, obviously, from past years. And first, his ability to handle, some of these snaps that are fluttering back there and aren't quite right. Tanner Bortolini's doing a lot of great things, but the snapping issue, it's been there. His ability to not just, make sure he secures the ball and go to the ground and live for 2nd and 10, his ability to secure the snap and make big plays, run for touchdowns or be able to carry out the play with a calmness. I mean, I know he's been around for quite a while playing college football, but I don't think in a lot of cases players, if they've been around 4, 5, 6 years, they don't have his coolness under fire. And he does a great job of, I think, of not forcing. If they'll call a certain play, he's not forcing it. He said, "Let me check this down. Let me, let's go with the simpler play. We'll take 2nd and 3, or we'll take a 12-yard gain instead of trying to get a 50-yard hit that doesn't look like it's there." I mean, he's really, I think, he's been impressive. Braylon Allen is really good. We know that. Jackson Aker was really impressive last week, but like an MVP for me, he's got to be Hunter Wohler, obviously defensively, and a couple other guys. But Tanner has been, I think, just terrific.
Yeah, I do too. And I think what they ask from picking up blitzes and what he all has to handle, what's on his plate, what he's been able to do with his legs. That's why, even though he doesn't have those gaudy stats that you mentioned, I had a couple people on Twitter say, "Well, then you just set your expectations too low." No, he has been, because he's not turning the football over, he is dealing with a lot. With one of the other things, we all kind of assumed, Braylon Allen was going to be, carrying the football. He had a bunch of catches early in the season. But I thought one of the things, and we talked about this a lot on the broadcast, lathering him up is what Coach Alvarez used to say, but getting him angry. I think that's where Coach Fickell's trying to figure that out. We saw that last week. He fumbles, puts one on the turf, comes off the sideline, and it was, I don't know if he had get something taped up. Get your butt back out there. He was irritated, and then he finished off that drive after Wisconsin got off the field. I thought that was a turning point in that game.
Yeah, I think they're at the point where Fickell is tempted to just insult him. If Wisconsin, the first time it gets the ball tomorrow, you just go up to him and challenge him or something.
Yeah, just get
you're
after
really
him.
slow.
Yep.
I mean, this team's tougher than you, or whatever, and then getting going. So yeah, it's been. I think for me too, Tausch, watching this team, both sides of the ball, really. We hear air raid and we're thinking they're going to throw it 40, 45, 50 times a game, and non-conference, you're doing some different things, and now we're seeing. It seems to me, looking at it with layman's eyes, we're seeing a coaching staff say, okay, the way we might play in the next 2-3 years could be different. But this year we'll implement some of our stuff, but let's get the very most out of what we have right now, what they're used to, what they do well. And that, to me, has been as fascinating an aspect of the season as anything so far. They're saying this is what fits for this team right now. And I think we probably saw that even out of conference. First half, they struggle. Third quarter, they go back to, doing some other things. And I think that's been a lot of fun to watch here so far this season.
The voice of the Badgers and our friend Matt LePay joining us on Wilde and Tausch, Jesse and Tausch today with Jason off for the Packers bye week. He'll be back on Monday. Iowa comes to town Saturday. You guys will be on the call on the Badgers radio network. Is this a de facto Big Ten West championship game the way that this season is shaking out, even though it's the middle of October?
A lot of people will look at it that way. Obviously, the winner is in a great spot. I don't know if I would say either team is good enough, to be perfectly honest, to say the winner of this wins the league. Because you don't know. I mean, 4 years ago, Wisconsin was rolling, shutting everybody out. They played an Illinois team, wasn't very good, turned the ball over a lot, and lost. So I would only go as far to say, I know this isn't hot take radio. Efco would probably be, he'd be savage on me here too. Although he does think that Brady and Belichick share equal credit for everything. That's another story.
Don't pick a side. Just play it straight down the middle.
Yeah, straight down the middle.
That was
but
embarrassing.
This is a pretty soft take. The winner is in a great spot, but we just don't know. I mean, what for Wisconsin has been really easy this year? Anything? I mean,
no,
not
it's been
really.
A battle.
So, they're obviously in the driver's seat if they win this. Same with Iowa, because it's had its tough crossover game on paper with Penn State. Doesn't play Michigan, doesn't play Ohio State. Wisconsin still has, obviously, Ohio State. We'll see how the rivalry game at the end at Minnesota. So I don't think this is the championship game necessarily, but it's a big step toward it. You can't deny that.
Yeah, it's so – there's going to be such a different feel, but I think it's going to look a lot more like a classical Iowa-Wisconsin game because I think everybody thought it was going to be different, but what we've seen the last couple weeks is Wisconsin, when their O-line is right, and you saw what we did against Rutgers last week, that's the kind of game I think it is going to be old-fashioned, just blood ball, physical football, and that's the way I think Saturday's game is going to go.
Yeah, I think the last couple of games, would you agree, Tausch, that the offensive line has really
gotten
established its physicality?
Absolutely.
And that's really been encouraging with this team. And you've got guys who played a lot of ball here: Jack Nelson, Tanner Bordolini, Michael Furtney. Riley Mullman's gaining more and more experience. In a perfect world, they can maybe be a little bit deeper. Trey Wettig is that sixth guy. What we've seen so far, but they seem like they're starting to come into their own right now up front. And I think defensively they're getting better and better too. So I'll be really eager to see how this defense, how uncomfortable it can make Deacon Hill. He's got a cannon for an arm, that, but he doesn't have much in the way of experience. And you got to think that he's downplaying it as you would expect, but you got to think tomorrow is a pretty big day for him.
Pops, I'm scared to ask this a little bit because it's been so contentious this week, but the Packers conversation that the guys have had here has centered around growth and versus failure. How do you measure growth throughout the course of a season versus when you come up short in some big moments like the Packers did on Monday night? Obviously, the Badgers lost in Pullman against Washington State, which is proving to be a decent team, but they didn't look good that night. And there have been some growing pains against Georgia Southern and even Rutgers last week. When is it fair to measure the team based on the high expectations that everyone seemed to have coming into the season? When is it fair to judge the team on success versus failure versus the growth of a first-year head coach and kind of a new-look team this season?
In November. Fickle has said over and over the whole goal, and it's no different from what he said probably to any coach in America. Are you playing your best in November? Wisconsin's had a pretty good rep for doing that. Last year, not so much, as we know. But yeah, I think expectations got a little. It got squirrely with this team this year. He expected it to be, because it's something different. We expected instant greatness, and when they didn't hang 70 on Buffalo, we're thinking, what's going on here? But you have to take a step back. There was a coaching change here. You got a lot of new personnel here, so it made sense that it was going to look clunky at times. So I guess I haven't been as surprised as maybe some other folks have. I'm not real smart, but I just didn't expect it to look like a finished product in the first half of the season. Now you want to see this team maximize what it has, because I think it's a good team. I don't know if it's a great team, but it's a good team. And if it could continue to get better, might be small steps, but if you get on a roll where you're playing some of your best ball at the end of this month with that big game against Ohio State and on into next, get yourself in a position to win this division and then take a good hard cut. See what happens. Mm-hmm. You're going to be an underdog no matter who you play if you get there. But give yourself the best chance in November. Take this division. Not good this year. Somebody's got to win it. Why not these guys? And then take a hard swing. I mean, it just like with the Packers, we expected like instant greatness because Aaron Rodgers isn't here anymore. I mean, no. Expected more than 13 points against a bad Raiders team, but I'm kind of pumping the brakes on those guys before I wave the white flag too. It's going to be choppy, and we're seeing that with both the Packers and the Badgers at times.
Matt LePay, voice of the Badgers, Tausch's counterpart on the Badgers radio network. You hear them every Saturday and that one Friday against Purdue throughout the course of the season.
Love a good Friday game.
Yeah,
Love a good Friday game. Now, I was anti-Friday. Now I'm on board with Friday.
Pops, before we let you go, I saw this clip circulating on social media this week of Al Michaels sharing on, I think it was CNN, that he's never knowingly eaten a vegetable, and I can relate to that. I'm not particularly fond of vegetables myself, so I see a lot of similarities there between me and Al Michaels, but then also Tausch just stumbled on, I haven't done as many high school football games, and now I'm coming in to do some postseason games, so I'm kind of Nancing it like he does with the NCAA, or has done. So would you say I'm more Al Michaels or Jim Nance?
Great question.
Wow. I've never thought about that with you, son. Maybe a little more Jim Nance, because you strike me as the guy who's going to have that quip at the end of a big game. Like, Jim Nance always has, whatever he'll say at the end of a championship game. It's almost like a little rhyme or something like that, or whatever. So I would probably put you more into the. Do you start your broadcast by saying hello, friends? I think you do, don't you?
I might incorporate that next time I'm out for Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania. Yeah, I was going to say it must be the quarter zip. I think that I've got kind of the Nance look. We're both very charming, very handsome people. I could see that. Yeah, I agree with you, Pops. Yeah, it's good. This is why you're the best.
Very, very smooth. And try a vegetable now and then. I mean, just try it. Seriously. And you owe your real mom a public apology, and she deserves equal time.
I would agree with both sentiments.
Okay. Mom, I'm sorry that I wasn't more firm in going to get your purse, and Uncle Mark had already turned the car around by the time you had called me because he was impatient and probably upset with you because you were a couple of Tito's or Coors Lights in the backseat of the car.
Wow.
Well done, Jesse. Well done.
And what time is Mom coming on the show?
I think she's busy today. That's all the family time we have today on Wilde and Tausch. Matt LePay, thank you so much for taking time and joining us today. Have a great call tomorrow and enjoy the rest of the season with Old T.
Always a pleasure, son. Take care. Tausch, see you tomorrow.
All right, bud.
We look forward to hearing you guys throughout the rest of the season, and I'm sure we'll catch up with Matt again here pretty soon as the season rolls on. Matt LePay, voice of the Badgers, joining us on Wilde and Tausch. We'll recap a little bit of that conversation. Where do you even start? I'm Jim Nance. You heard it from Matt LePay. And then the Badgers outsider, Derek Blakesley, scheduled to appear here in mere moments as well on Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
There's nothing like a great night's sleep. If your mattress isn't quite right, chances are you're not sleeping as well as you should be. Steinhoffel's exclusive Discover Your Sleep system maps your body and sleeping position, and then finds the perfect mattress for you through science. So, stop in and find your perfect mattress with the Discover Your Sleep system, only at Steinhoffel's. Relax. It's Steinhoffel's.
Take it to the house this season and enjoy tailgating from your own backyard. Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. You can win game day gear for your next gathering by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Be sure to enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill, a Brewmate back tap for batch cocktails, or a Tito's football jersey. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 years old to enter. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
All right, Team Pella, listen up.
Thanks, John Kuhn. Customers love our products with limited lifetime warranties. Check out these big plays. Incredible innovations like blinds and shades between the glass.
No interference on that play, Coach.
And stylish windows with hidden screens that make game days a breeze.
Can it get any better?
It can. With monthly payments as low as $19 per window, $75 per patio door, and a free quote at PellaWI.com.
Let's go.
6.99 APR for 120 months. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offers on 10/31/2023.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. Well, it's always a good time to get that special someone in your life a beautiful gift. And when I'm in need of a new piece of jewelry, Chalmers Jewelers is my go-to place. Whether I want a timeless classic or a one-of-a-kind piece, Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison has just what I'm looking for. My life has been made so much easier thanks to the great team over at Chalmers Jewelers, and is the reason I keep going back for more. Visit chalmersjewelers.com to find your perfect new piece of jewelry today. Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
In a world without Mountain Dew, life would be pretty dull. Because when you crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew, you enter a world where the ground rules of life are a little different. So grab yourself a Mountain Dew and get that incomparable blast of neon citrus flavor. Together with Mountain Dew, there's nothing you can't do and almost nothing you won't do to take things to the next level. Hey, the operating rule is pretty simple. If you're not having an outrageously good time, you're not drinking Dew. Mountain Dew. Do the Dew.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious accident? It's free. Yes, free, as in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. There's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
If you're looking to fill the vacant space in your commercial building, the local agents at RE/MAX and the Preferred Commercial Group are eager to grow your bottom line. Head to commercialwisconsin.com/ESPN and find an investment partner to lead the way to your property dreams today.
This is Wilde Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
You know what that music means. The Badgers Outsiders here, but if you're watching on the video stream, we haven't put him in the camera shot yet because it's not his turn yet.
Good
He's
tune,
here.
though.
We're
Good
late
tune.
for him. It is a great tune. You wait your turn, Blakesley. We'll get to you coming up next. Thanks to Matt LePay. We went along with Pops. He had to call.
I'm camera ready,
sure?
baby. I'm camera ready.
Wait your
Are you
turn.
sure we can't get him on Monday? Can we push it to Monday?
You know, we did go long. We had Demovsky. We had LePay already. We're kind of booked up here.
Finish on the best with last. How does that go?
It's about time you guys are hooking me up with opening acts. Now the star of the show can kind of take
Yeah.
it.
And that's all the time for the Badgers Outsider today. Tausch, tell us about AmFam.
Best segment we've had. Badger fans, big Badger Hour today. American Family Insurance wants to give you and a friend a VIP experience at a Badger football or basketball game during the 2023 season. You and a friend receive pregame, sideline, or courtside passes, a tour of the facility, and tons of great merch to support your Badgers. Enter today at amfam.com/Badgers. No purchase is necessary. Dream fearlessly. Insure carefully.
The aforementioned and just heard from Badgers Outsider Derek Blakesley will join us next. A tradition unlike any other.
Oh, God.
On Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
In a world without Mountain Dew, life would be pretty dull. Because when you crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew, you enter a world where the ground rules of life are a little different. So grab yourself a Mountain Dew and get that incomparable blast of neon citrus flavor. Together with Mountain Dew, there's nothing you can't do and almost nothing you won't do to take things to the next level. Hey, the operating rule is pretty simple. If you're not having an outrageously good time, you're not drinking Dew. Mountain Dew. Do the Dew.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
A bank that goes the extra yard? You got it. Show your love for the green and gold with Packers checking only from Associated Bank. Make every transaction a touchdown with your Packers debit MasterCard. And when you use it at the Packers Pro Shop, at the stadium, or online, you'll get 10% off. Associated Bank's Packers checking scores the home field advantage by delivering Midwest-based customer care, outstanding value, and more. Get in the game and learn more today at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Love is in the air and behind center for your favorite football team. SprayNet of Southern Wisconsin knows that the kitchen is the heart of your home. Let them help you fall in love with it again. In just a few days, SprayNet can have your kitchen cabinets looking like the day you first saw them. Their exclusive painting technology and technique will create a new look for your kitchen that is quick, affordable, and beautiful. Schedule an appointment today with Dale, the owner of SprayNet of Southern Wisconsin. Go to spraynet.com.
Hey, it's Alex Strouf. What gets lost in the middle of football season is the fact that the holidays are going to sneak up on you. So while you're thinking of it, there's no better place to go than Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. Diamond Jim, the owner of the store, is in the store every single day, 7 days a week, ready to help you, whether you're looking to take that next step or you just need to treat your special someone or yourself. There's no better place to do it than with Jim at Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. Visit them online, condonjeweler.com. That's condonjeweler.com. Or pop in today on the east side of Madison.
You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Jim Rutledge here. You heard me talk about them for years. I have my big blue truck from Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. It is a Silverado. If you're in the market for a new or new to you Chevy Silverado or Colorado, I recommend Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Go see my guy Dan out there. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
People across Wisconsin are enjoying the rewards, stability, and flexibility of a career in healthcare. Why not you? WIS Caregiver Careers can get you started as a certified direct care professional. You'll learn the skills you need to make life better for older adults or people with a disability. All training is free and online. Plus, earn $500 in bonuses. Start your new career. Sign up today at WISCaregiverCDCP.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Wisconsin needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
The Badgers Outsider on Wilde Tausch is presented by PDS, a Converge company, providing IT solutions and transforming IT for area companies for more than 30 years. Find what solutions they can offer you at pdsit.net.
The Badgers Hour on Wilde and Tausch. Thanks again to Matt LePay for joining us. Continues with Derek Blakesley, the Badgers Outsider, joining us in studio. Jesse and Tausch today, Jason on assignment, and Tausch, he is presented by PDS.
Oh, indeed he is. PDS has been provided technology solutions and transforming IT for area companies for over 30 years. PDS is giving today's worker the true ability to work from anywhere as they balance work and life. PDS wants to be your trusted partner in driving success with enterprise solutions, digital workplace platforms, and managed services that will fit your needs. PDS, Paragon Development Systems.
Slide in here like Chris Collinsworth, Derek Blakesley.
You think he's more Jim Nantz or
I started thinking about like
Charles Schwab?
Oh, yeah. What an obscure reference. I was more like a Chris Farley kind of character.
Ooh.
Excuse me.
Wow.
Well, I take
You're
that as
talking
a
about,
compliment first and an insult second.
What was the Matt Foley when he did when he was interviewing?
Yeah. Remember that time?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were interviewing Cole Van Lanen. We were interviewing Cole Van Lanen. It was the last time we beat the living daylights out of Michigan. I was like, oh, we're really going in the right direction. Cole, you're going to have a great career in the NFL. You blocked 2 guys. What was that like? And then things just didn't pan out the way any of us expected it.
2 and 2 and something else. I don't recall how that all played out.
All right, Blakesley, what do you know about Iowa?
Ooh, I tell you what. It's time to put the women and children to bed. This is
a 3:00 game.
Well, I thought about that.
It's 10:41 right now. Like,
right now it's not even noon.
It is going to
What do you mean? Why do women and children need to sleep so much?
It is going to be awkward with the timing of the actual game, but we have ourselves a quintessential Big Ten West battle against the scorned former 4th-string quarterback who is currently completing 37% of his passes.
No, it's not that high, is it?
It's that high.
Oh,
so
okay.
in a 20-mile-an-hour crosswind, boy, this is really going to be something. And
first team to 10 wins, 13. Yeah. What is it tomorrow?
We'll look at the weather, and I think it might stop raining.
It's supposed to be better by 3:00 when the women and children are sleeping.
Yeah, it reminds me of like when I was sitting in church as a kid, and there's the part where you have the for all our hearts are open, all desires known, and from whom no secrets are hid. That is this game. This is going to be line them up, rock 'em,
Which verse is that? Is that Psalms?
No, this is not it is from the Collective Purity. That is from the Collective Purity for any of you out there that have
I don't
attended.
remember that book.
Well,
is that next to Ecclesiastes?
I can tell you one thing. We'll all be a lot closer to God if we can get the next 2 wins over here and come into Ohio State, a 1-loss team, ready to finally put our stamp on this year in the Big Ten.
All right, so what did you see last week?
Friday, Blakesley,
Friday.
I'm tuned up.
We maybe need to move him to Friday. This is his best.
I am tuned up.
He is coming in fired up. All right, so I got into it with Evco a little bit yesterday about development. I have liked the way this team. It started off choppy, and it still is. There's still a long way to go. I don't think we have all the horses that we want, but what I like, you're not just saying, well, this is how we do things. There have been some adjustments. And what we've seen from early in the year to what we saw last week. Now, that doesn't mean there won't be a little bit regression at some point, but what we've seen is you're starting to go back a little bit more to the roots of Wisconsin football. The physicality on both sides of the line last week is what beat Rutgers, in my opinion. I like the way this team is trending. What say you?
The line is going to like the way that this game is going to be played. It puts us in our comfort zone. We don't have tackles out
in space one-on-one a lot in this football game. This is going to be about one-on-one matchups, getting not just Braylon lathered up. This is about the whole line, and we're going to be playing a lot, but what I'd say like between the 30s. There are going to be a lot of possessions in a short game. I look at Iowa's team and their stats, and there is just nothing there. No one is standing out. They play 4 running backs, none of which have done anything special. The wide receiving core has one guy that's got more than 10 catches. So with the wind blowing, Deacon Hill back there at QB, we should be able to get off the field. So the question is, given some of the gaps we have on offense, losing Ches was a big deal. I loved Acker.
Aker played great last week.
And I like the way he reminds me a little bit, and I think it's just because he lacks speed.
Here Jim Nance. This isn't going to be a Jim Nance.
This is an important thing for everyone to watch in that first quarter. He's a little slower. So when he gets the ball, he actually, like Corey Clement used to when he got a little more patient, he waits and he kind of lets the blocks set up. And then he hits the hole hard. He's not fast, but he's extremely physical. If you watch Michael Bennett back in the day, if you watch the way Braylon runs as kind of an inexperienced running back, you see guys that just hit the hole 100 miles an hour, but sometimes they'll run right up the back of their lineman and not hit the hole, and what was a 9-yard run turns into a 3-yard run. What I noticed with Aker is he doesn't quite have the speed, and it takes 7-8 seconds to get our shotgun snap back there, so everybody's got a little bit of time.
Been a little fluttery.
So I like that matchup will be key. I feel like I'm talking like Bulaga because I've loved his stuff the last few weeks on your program. Like
shades and stuff like that. Yeah.
Is Iowa going to come out in this game and shoot gaps hard and bring the linebackers up? Or are they going to just try to replace the offensive lineman's feet and leave those linebackers back there because they've got a couple of really good ones that got 35, 40 unassisted tackles this year. So if they come up and they shoot gaps, I think there's going to be more tackles for loss. We're going to struggle early, but then they risk the big play, which could end this game. There's only going to be it's not going to be a high-scoring affair. But if they sit back, they might get some better angles, and they might be able to keep the big play, but I think we'll be able to put some drives together, and it'll be a little bit easier for us to get some blocks. So I don't know. I'm excited. If you're a pure football fan, this is the kind of game you look for. This is about formation, alignment, assignment, read the key, go play football, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I think defensively this is going to, for a lot of the guys that have been here for a while, are going to thoroughly enjoy this game because this is throwback. That's why guys came here. The defense, it has morphed back into more of what we've seen in the past. I think there have been some adjustments, but Jung Mehta, I think you're going to see him play a little bit more because it is going to be Iowa. I think they're going to play this. Let's make a play on special teams. A lot like what Rutgers thought they were going to do last week. We're going to outplay in special teams. Well, they didn't. Wisconsin did. And then we're going to beat you up physically. They didn't. And when they don't have that answer, what is Iowa going to do offensively?
Well, they're going to lose 31-0 like they did at Penn State. If they can't physically match up against you, there is nothing in the cupboard.
It can't be matching up. They have to dominate. What Ferentz is asking them to do with the quarterback they have and what they have on from a weapon standpoint and how they play, they need to whoop you up front. It can't be a draw. It's got to be a whooping.
No, and you made a great point. They are expecting Cooper DeJean or somebody on that team to make a play in special teams.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to score points, which is it's always amazing, their ability to do it. It's very impressive, actually. They're going to try to score 7 to 14 points a game on defense or special teams. We got pick sixes that they've been able to lever this year.
What was it? What was that guy's name? He played for the
Jackson.
For the Packers. He was
Josh Jackson.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
I remember the play specifically.
He had a great game here. You're like, oh, it sucks that he had it, but then the Packers get him, and then blah.
No.
I've never been more disappointed in a Packers draft pick than Josh Jackson because I was so high on him coming out of Iowa.
Tony Mandarich?
I wasn't around.
It's because
he
could be
Tony
a ball
Mandarich.
hawk on the underneath stuff, and then the NFL that doesn't work. Here's the
Jamal
thing.
Reynolds?
Here's the thing, guys.
Yeah.
Justin Harrell?
The show's been off the rails for too long. It's time.
Oh, you're focusing in.
Well,
okay.
It is Friday. We're literally about 24 hours away from this football game. It's time.
It's a little bit more, like 27, 28 hours. But okay.
On offense for us,
kids are sleeping.
There's two questions that
Women are sleeping.
It's been tough for me to sleep And now it's tough for me to concentrate because I'm being disrespected by Tausch. But there's two things I want us to think about.
I didn't say it. You did.
How can we run the ball effectively when they know it's coming out of the shotgun the way it's set up? Because that's the way Longo's offense run. A lot of time we go under center to try to work around this. I want to see how we solve that problem. Secondarily, who's going to step up to fill the gaps in production? I like Will Pauling.
He did it last week.
I would watch for Pauling in every facet of our offense. He can throw. He can obviously catch passes. There's two things that are going to happen in this game that I'm optimistic about. One, Pauling's going to make a big play for us early. I think he scores a touchdown one way or another. I think they have to incorporate his speed in the running game somehow. And secondarily, I have the same problem with Christian Watson on the Packers as I have with Skylar Bell. He should have 3 touchdowns. He should be having a great career year. That's a breakout, almost offensive
couple
player.
Couple of tough drops.
And he's dropped the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We got to think about this the opposite way from a normal receiver. It's like, eventually a guy's going to drop a ball. With Skylar, eventually he's going to catch one because he creates separation. And so I'm looking for those two guys to make plays in this game and for us to hopefully
get a lot of man-to-man coverage.
Yes,
for sure.
He's going to have opportunity.
For sure.
So those two guys, Braylon Allen's talent and just grit is going to get us a 3rd touchdown. That's what we need. We got to score 21 points to win this game, and I think that's where it's going to come from.
We made you wait long enough. You willing to stick around for a second segment with us?
I am here for as long as Badger Nation needs me.
It's another about 10 minutes.
I think it's the star.
You're going to get about another 10 minutes.
You got Demosky, you got LePay.
It's been a star-studded show.
The opening acts can't go longer than the big. I'm like the Taylor Swift in this operation.
Yeah, you're getting 2 segments. Those guys only got 1, so don't worry, Taylor. We're going to get you 2 segments.
Our second reading from the Book of Acts with the Badgers Outsider.
From the pulpit of...
Coming up next, it's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. Well, as the football season rolls on, the days are getting shorter, and you know what that means. Whether you want to hear it or not, winter is creeping up just around the corner. So here's the thing. You can choose to ignore that brutal Wisconsin winter is quickly approaching, or you can do the smart thing and think about getting your vehicle prepared now so you don't have any issues when that slippery snow first falls. I recommend stopping in to see the amazing service team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. You can get a tune-up, check the battery, check your tires. That's a big one for winter. Change the oil and make sure all the inner workings of your vehicle are in tip-top shape. You can take my word for it. From summer road trips all around the state to driving to work in the tumultuous Wisconsin winter, Zimbrick Chevrolet is truly the name you can trust. Schedule a service appointment, view vehicle inventory, and learn more about all they have to offer at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. That's ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Stoughton Trailers. Big trailers and big opportunity at Stoughton Trailers. Positions now open in production, operations, finance, sales, engineering, supply chain, and more. To apply today, go to stojobs.com. Tomorrow marks the 97th all-time meeting between the Wisconsin and Iowa football programs and the 18th meeting during the Heartland Trophy Series. The Badgers hold an all-time lead, 49 wins, 45 losses, and 2 ties against Iowa since their first game was played in October of 1894. Wisconsin has won 8 of the 11 previous matchups, but the last one belongs to Iowa, a 24-10 victory last November. The Badgers are favored by 9.5 points in Saturday's showdown with a 3 o'clock kickoff.
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
It's spooky, it's scary, but don't be frightened. It's the Graveyard Grabs promotion at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison on Saturday, October 28th from 5 to 9 p.m. 27 winners will be selected to enter our graveyard filled with piles of rewards play and cash prizes. 3 winners every half hour will select 3 scary prize pieces, and each will keep the total amount of their own selections. Each winner has a chance to walk away with a total of $3,000 in cash. It's a frighteningly good time at
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit condonjeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. Win game day gear by entering to win at titostailgate.com. Enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill or a Brewmate. For official rules, visit titostailgate.com. Must be 21 plus to enter.
Give me something I can feel. Light a cigarette just so I can breathe. Give me something, 700 feet off the coast of Green.
The Badgers outsider, Derek Blakesley, joining us on Wilde Tausch. Jesse and Tausch today, Jason on assignment. He'll be back on Monday. Badgers Hour continuing. We had Matt LePay to start the hour, and the Badgers outsider, Derek Blakesley, to wrap it up. Derek, I asked LePay and Old T here if they view this Saturday's game, Wisconsin-Iowa, 3 o'clock kick at Camp Randall Stadium, put the women and children to sleep. If it's a de facto Big Ten West championship game, do you view it that way?
I don't care. I don't care. I want them to win this game because I think they're going to kill Illinois. We're going to take revenge over Brett Bielema. And I want to have one of these nights where I go to the store and buy a whole bottle of brandy.
Is it a chilly weekend?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Oh, chili is out. All right.
I want this Ohio State matchup to give me the feeling that we've got a marquee game where no one's talking this peacock business. It's the nation's watching. We're going to see what we've got. We're going to bring our best stuff. At that point, we're going to be 8 weeks into this, and I want to put us up against a team that is a little not at the top of their game.
Yeah, they're not humming.
So I think we could catch them, but we got to be coming into that game and get both of these. So the Big Ten West, it's going to go away anyway as a construct. I want us to win.
We deserve to win the Big Ten West to finish. We've owned it for pretty much the whole time.
I'd agree. That'd be a fitting way for it to go out. I do want to point out Oregon and Washington, where College Game Day is up against Wisconsin and Iowa on Saturday afternoon. Probably going to be a few more points in that one. If I had to say which game the nation is watching, probably 8 versus 7 as opposed to the 2 unranked Big Ten.
Like that?
Why?
Should I bring
in a bowl? Should I just bring a bowl of Cheerios in here for you to piss in this thing?
The nation is watching Wisconsin, Iowa.
I'm talking about the Ohio State game that's coming. I want the build-up.
Yeah, he's not talking about this weekend.
This weekend.
You urinated in his Cheerios for no reason. He's talking about winning these 2 would put you in a position to have the nation watching not on Peacock, but on a big network at a big-time slot.
Understood. I apologize, Mr. Blakesley, for misunderstanding.
Continue, Derek. I apologize for Jim Nantz.
I'll sit this one out now. You're on a roll.
This football game, for better or for worse, is going to come down to sloppy turnovers, a fumble here, a ball that gets caught in the wind there. She's going to be ugly. But I look at the personnel across the board. I'm like, we are better everywhere. Tanner Mordecai is a guy I expect to have a good chance to play on Sundays. I think he's really good. And he's more mobile than ever. We can sit there and run that little RPO, that little read option where he can read one player and pull it out. And I think we can get some first downs doing that sort of thing as long as we've got a couple plays up our sleeve that help us punch it in the end zone or get us a big play at some point. But, man, these games make me so nervous. It can be a bad snap to a punter. It can be a ball that just, the risks are high, and that's what Iowa pounces on. So, I don't know. It's important because a really important game sits 2 games from now. If we lose this, then I think things kind of start to go in the wrong direction. If we win this, it sets the tone for what is going to be a beautiful experience the next couple years to watch the program grow. So it's an important game.
It is, and I don't think – does this put you in charge of the Big Ten West 100%?
Yeah.
It does.
The West stinks.
West is bad. This would probably I don't think there's any argument. This is the worst. Well, last year the West wasn't very good either. And I think
Purdue won the West at 8-4 last year.
Wisconsin is much better, I think, than what they're going to be much better, especially when we start getting in November. That's the plan, and we'll see how that plays out. But, yeah, I think most of us, we always have, and we've said this for the last 2 years, can we beat Ohio State? Well, now let's make sure we take care of business the next couple weeks, and this Iowa game is not going to be easy. Illinois is not going to be easy. As bad as Illinois played, you just know. We saw what they did to us last year, that physical component. I think we're much better suited this year to handle things physically, especially up front. I think our O-line is better than what it was the last couple of years.
Yeah, but my concern is this. Make no mistake about that Iowa locker room. This is the coach. Ferentz will have Deacon Hill up there, and they're going to look in that locker room and say, they didn't want him in Madison. They didn't give him a shot. He's our guy. This is a statement game.
Except for that McNamara guy that was our guy before he's our guy.
Well, they're not.
That would be my rebuttal.
They're gonna
Ferentz.
Cade McNamara walking through that door.
This is the NCAA version.
We got this freshman kid, but unfortunately it didn't work out. But then we got Deacon Hill.
This is a record for the number of times I've been cut off today.
No way.
No, it's not.
We've cut you off a lot.
This is the NCAA football equivalent of the Nathaniel Hackett revenge game. That Iowa sideline is going to want to come in this crappy weather, and my rumor is they're going to wear leather helmets, and they're going to want to come in here with their 37% completion backup quarterback, 4 running backs, none of which have over 300 yards on the year, their terrible receivers, which one guy's caught 19 balls, and they're going to want to get this victory for old Deke. And that makes me nervous because this Wisconsin team seems a little sleepy sometimes. So I hope the team jacket worn by the head coach really, really resonates in the locker room before the game. So when Fickle gets out there, he points out, we need to beat that team with our team. Because if we lose, it's going to look pretty bad that we ship Deacon Hill out. And then looking at the stats, we got Ohio State coming in. I want it to mean something. I hope we come in guns a-blazing, and I might even go to the game. It's my niece McKenna's 15th birthday, her golden birthday. She's coming to town.
Happy birthday to McKenna.
If the Badgers don't win this, it will ruin her birthday, and I'm not real happy about that either.
But you're going to skip the birthday to go to the game?
Well, plans.
It's a big game. The women and children are sleeping.
I just laid out. We can't have a birthday party if everybody's sleeping.
So you're telling me you're worried that Kirk Ferentz is going to give a win one for the Deke type Gipper speech, and that's what you're most concerned about?
If they can
win one for Deke.
Deke's going to be sitting there eating his double cheeseburger, and he's going to say, I'm going to roll this team. You guys said 60% is the bare minimum to get a grade.
I should have cut you off. I knew I should have cut you off again, but I did.
Look, athleticism is at a premium. When we have it on the field, we need to get our shades, our second level blocking, our pulling, our splits, and we need to be right on the point of attack. There's my Brian Bulaga minute. They don't let me talk like that.
Win one for the Deke.
Bring it home for the Deke.
I think we know what our podcast schedule is going to be held. There you go.
Do you think that every football game is played like a Disney Channel movie with these speeches going on in both locker rooms?
I can tell you one thing. If it was a Disney movie, then they wouldn't let Fran McCafferty near any of it because he'll be watching the game and he reminds me of the villain.
Out Fran McCafferty?
I don't know. I've had a frosty relationship and I wanted to tie him in somehow today to let Fran know that he shouldn't coach the basketball team. Ferentz has been there for 25 years and he's got. I mean, if they roll up a bunch of yards against us, I could die.
God, I hope that they get that audio. I don't even know what channel the game's on. Is it on
Fox?
It's a Fox.
It's on
game.
Fox.
Yeah.
I hope they get cameras in there, and I hope I hear Kirk Ferentz saying "Win one for Deke." If that happens, you get an hour next week. If that's what happens.
Win one for the Deke. Derek Blakesley, A+ performance today.
That was your best. That was good stuff.
And hopefully we get the best out of our kids tomorrow because we need it. We need it. We need the win. 21-20 Wisconsin.
Win one
21-20. And Deke's going home. It's going to be a long bus ride back to Iowa.
Long bus ride. I hope you get the best out of your chili in addition to the game tomorrow. Tausch, I know we always get the best out of Coors Light.
Coors Light brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it's cold packaged, so it is made to chill the mountains. On Coors Light's cold activated mountains. We won't have to worry about that tomorrow. They will be chilled to perfection. That's why it is Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
That's it for the Badgers Hour. Thanks to Derek Blakesley, the Badgers Outsider, for joining us on Wilde Tausch. The 11 o'clock hour is straight ahead in 2 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment, and here's another great fundraising event in Madison.
First Tee South Central Wisconsin is hosting their second annual Champions Awards banquet, sponsored by Culver's, on October 23rd at the Monona Terrace from 5:30 to 8:30, honoring local youth for their excellence in academics and involvement in golf programs. All proceeds will benefit First Tee's Academic Learning Center and golf programming. For more information and tickets, visit their website at firsttswc.org.
I will see you there.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
What is up, Madison? I'm Hunter Vaughn. Your Sports Center update is brought to you by ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day. Join hosts Colin Russo, Brad Nortman, Chris Orr, and Adam Mertz 2 hours before and immediately after every Wisconsin football game this season on ESPN Wisconsin and Wisconsin On Demand. It'll be Colin Russo along with Alex Strofe and Adam Mertz for the pregame show before the Wisconsin Badgers battle out with Iowa for the Heartland Trophy tomorrow. The Hawkeyes are 5-1 coming into Madison, and the Badgers sit at 4-1 on the year. The Hawkeyes are led by the former Badgers backup quarterback Deacon Hill, who's led Iowa to back-to-back wins. Meanwhile, the Badgers have won 3 straight and are coming off of a 24-13 win over Rutgers. Wisconsin's 9.5-point favorites for the 3 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day will start at 1 o'clock. In the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks fans, you're going to get your first taste of Dame time Sunday night at 6 o'clock as Damian Lillard and Giannis will both start against the Lakers.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Hour. Wilde and Tausch. Man, I'm fired up for Wisconsin and Iowa tomorrow. I'm more fired up if I'm a Hawkeye fan after Derek Blakeslee's appearance.
I mean, you just look outside and the weather, it's gloomy.
It looks like Wisconsin,
football,
Iowa.
This is football weather. It's too nice out in Pullman, and it's been so nice. This is what it should be. When you start talking about Big Ten football, this is what it should look like.
And that'll be on display tomorrow at Camp Randall Stadium, Wisconsin and Iowa. Special thanks, again, to Matt LePay and to Derek Blakeslee, the voice of the Badgers and the Badgers Outsider, for joining us here in the Everlight Solar Studio.
I still just
over the last
one.
hour.
I don't know if I've ever heard a sadder, clamoring to a rallying cry.
With his 37% completion percentage.
Win one for the Gipper, and then win one for Deke.
And it might work, though.
Deke's been there like 6 months. So let's win this one for Deke.
844-770.
Nobody we'd rather have here. Actually, McNamara is who we wanted.
3776. Ryan and Madison, they already started printing that up on T-shirts in Iowa. Win one for Deke.
It would be awesome if we saw a couple of the people, because Iowa always travels well. It's a fun rivalry. I'm glad it's protected. It is protected, right? As we move forward,
that is one of the rivalry
Iowa
games.
has 4 protected games.
Yeah, Iowa only plays protected games. Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Nebraska are their protected. They're the only team that had 3 protected games, and against competition that is not Penn State,
it's a smart
Ohio
move
State.
for them. It'd be great for us if we had figured out a way to get like Illinois, because Beelum is there as a protected game. But I love the fact that even though the Big Ten is blown up, that they have kept some of these things, because it would be we've been playing Minnesota forever, and obviously Iowa as close as it is. I love that we've kept those intact.
844-770-3776, the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Jesse and Tausch today on Wilde Tausch. Jason's off. Today he will be back on Monday. You can catch up on any podcast missed on Wisconsin On Demand, wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe, rate, review, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Let's get back to the Packers for a minute. So, Tausch, we were talking a little bit earlier about the trade rumors. Rob Domofsky joined us about Jerry Jeudy potentially coming here. I just want to clarify real quickly. You don't think they should go get Jerry Jeudy?
No, not at all.
Right? That's not.
Don't want any part of it. No, I think you've made this decision to go young, give guys reps, and I think, to answer the question I asked yesterday, who's kind of shown that improvement and you've been pleasantly surprised, Jaden Reed is the guy for me. I think he is somebody that you can build off of moving forward. I think Romeo Doubs is a good player. And obviously I love Christian Watson's talent. So if you decided to do this, which they did, bringing in Jerry Jeudy, you're going to have to decide to pay him. You're going to give him a draft pick. You've already kind of said we're rebuilding. We're going to grow. We're giving growth opportunities. Will you be taking away growth opportunities from a Tay Wicks, who, again, is my prize picks guy? So you would be kind of going against what your philosophy is for this season. And then you're looking at it, well, do I have to figure out, am I going to pay Jerry Jeudy $20-some million a year? I don't think the answer to that is yes. So I don't – it's not – if it's Justin Jefferson, sign me up. Don't think that's going to happen. As far as Jerry Jeudy, no, I think let him go somewhere else. I don't think you're going to be upset that you did.
So I've got a text here from Jimmy G in Indianapolis.
Yames.
Jim in Indianapolis. Are there any stud offensive linemen in Denver that the Packers might be interested in?
So Garrett Bowles is a left tackle. He's a veteran guy. He's getting paid a bunch. He's had an up-and-down career. He's played pretty good the last couple of years. He's had a little bit of an injury history. That would be the guy. I have to admit, I don't break down the rest of their O-line, so I don't know necessarily
to do that. Yeah.
If there's anybody else that kind of fits that mold. But I know he has been a left. And if I'm, the New York Jets, or if I'm a team that I feel like you went all in and you can win, that would be a guy that I think Denver is going to break this thing down and start from scratch. And I don't know what they're going to do with their quarterback, but I know that they're not happy and they're not going to win in the current form that they do.
So the reason I bring that text up from Jim in Indianapolis is not necessarily to break down the Broncos O-line and if the Packers would be interested in making a move. Is there any scenario as the trade deadline approaches in the National Football League that you could see the Packers wanting to acquire a player?
Baker.
So you would still consider
For
the Packers to be in the market to acquire, to not purchase. I'm thinking about all kinds. They would be in the market to acquire a player before the trade deadline.
I think that since Nick Collins has unfortunately left, that safety position has been a constant battle. They brought in Adrian Amos, and he was okay. Did a nice job. Did what they asked of him to do. Budda Baker's a star at that spot. He's still an ascending player. He's not some old washed-up veteran. And if you can solidify that spot through a trade with a team that is in tank mode but playing hard, that would be the one guy. I don't know if there's another position that I would say this is. Now, if San Fran wants to get rid of Varner, yeah, I'll take him too. If you have great players that are still there and that you can build around as you're rebuilding, great. That's a position to me that you need to have somebody that is a ball hawk, can change the whole complexion of how you play defense. That would be the one guy, and I'm sure there's others that jump out at you. Jonathan Taylor I would have loved to have seen, but you have Aaron Jones. If you could figure out what that contract looks like and slot those guys in moving forward, Budda would be the guy I want.
What do you think of where the Packers cap situation is right now, and if they wanted to acquire a player of that caliber this year as part of this building for the future mentality? We've talked all week about growth and failure now and growth for a team that has its aspirations for the next couple of years. If the time is now to try and get somebody in camp, it might not necessarily mean to win this year, but to wrap up Budda Baker or Bowles for the next few years. Would you do it?
And Budda Baker, I would not with Bowles. But with Budda, I think he's injured. I don't even know how much he's playing. I don't know where he's at. But he would be somebody, you can always find spot. You can always find money for people that you really want. And if you believe that he still is that player and you think he can come and make that spot that much better moving forward, you can make a move and do that. As far as normally trade deadline is about what can we do to solve a problem for 1 year. And that is an instance where Green Bay, I don't think, should have any interest in anybody. I think this needs to be a 2 or 3 year process that when we get to the point where we think we can make some hay, whether it's next year or 25, can this player still be a core player for us? Budda Baker's young enough that would make sense to me because that position, I do declare, needs to be upgraded. And you have Darnell Savage on the last year of his deal and Rudy Ford, who's been very good. I don't have a problem with Rudy Ford being one of the safeties. I want a ball hawk back there. Rudy Ford has had a couple picks. That would be the spot. Anybody that is strictly a rental for 6 months, I don't think makes any sense for this team.
844-770-3776, the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Jerry Ott in Canton, Ohio. What are the chances Green Bay could get a gift card towards a player prior to the trade deadline and lock them in at that rate for the next few years?
It's funny that Jerry Ott said that because I know he's kind of poking fun, which I'm fine with.
At your fan fuel gas concept.
You know what happens a lot of time? You have rollover cap space. That's why you do extensions. You bank that money that is sitting there and say, I will utilize this so that next year I will have a discount on that. That's why you get these signings. And for me, Rashawn Gary should be priority one. I don't want to tag him and play that game. Try to find a deal that makes sense. You're going to pay him top dollar. You're not going to pay him Bosa money, but you're going to fall into that slot. That's where I would utilize that gift card of $7 or $8 million under the cap that you got, which I believe, I don't know if you have the cap numbers pulled up.
I don't know.
What were you doing?
Reading texts.
Oh, great stuff. I thought you were pulling. You're actually doing some work as far as what the salary cap looks like.
Why would that change just because I moved from one chair to another around
because you
here.
always do such a great job doing that back there. That's where you would look at it and say, how can we get this because we know he's an elite pass rusher. We want him for the next 5 years. Let's lock him up before you even think about doing the Budda Bakers, any of the other players. I just don't think the Packers are in that mode.
One question here from Dave in Verona quickly while we're in this trade fantasy land that we're talking about here. Is there anyone that the Packers should trade in exchange for draft picks to build more for the future?
So I thought a lot about this. I don't even know why because I didn't have this question beforehand. And who is a young player that's on a 1-year deal that could provide some value and that you can maybe move on from? Do you have a name?
Is A.J. Dillon in the end of this deal? Because I would move on from
this
him.
is going to blow your mind. Keyshawn Nixon. Signed him to a 1-year deal.
Oh.
Playing slot.
You got Jaden Reed returning kicks now.
You got Jaden Reed returning kicks. You don't know what you're going to have to pay moving forward with him. If you can get a 4th or 5th round pick, he has not been the same kick returner. Matter of fact, I think he's been a little like take the ball at the 25, bro. Like that's a couple times that's been the case. And listen, he's a good football player. But if you're asking me if there's a team that needs a kick return guy and like the Packers had needed for years when they were in their title run, trying to get one, I think he could be somebody. And then Stokes is coming back. You're going to want to get him reps. You're going to want to get him out there playing. You got some young corners you like. If you think that Keyshawn Nixon's your guy, you would have signed him to a 2 or 3 year deal. You signed him to a 1-year deal. Just something.
Oh, he's going windy on us.
I don't think there's going to be a big demand, but he makes a decent chunk. I think he got a $4 or $5 million deal. All of a sudden, I want to get Rashawn Gary done. I can prorate and get some of that salary off my books. And even though it seems like it's popcorn money, which it is in the grand scheme of things, that could be something if you're asking me. Otherwise, who would David Bakhtiari? Nobody's going to take that.
No.
Who else would there be?
A.J. Dillon.
There's
was
nobody
the one,
that's making any
his
money
stock is down.
that you don't want to keep. You want to keep Jair. You want to keep Kenny. Devondre Campbell. I don't think anybody's taking that contract.
You're not trading any of the receivers.
So Devondre Campbell and Keyshawn Nixon would be the two guys.
DeGuara? Would anybody take him?
No.
I don't, Nah.
You want to have a veteran that's still around, too, so no.
It's an interesting call on Keyshawn Nixon. No Green Bay football game this weekend, but still plenty of prize picks around the league to choose from.
There is. You got I think Major League Baseball's kicking off, Saturday?
Yeah, they got
a
Sunday game. They got a Sunday night game. Yeah.
Not a great night for old T last night. I did go with the innings. First game, that Phillies game, no
Didn't
runs.
work. Yeah.
No, they didn't get any runs.
Yeah, you took the last.
But you need to have more than one. I didn't get that, but Prize Picks was still a ton of fun. Prize Picks Daily Fantasy Sports, made easy. You pick 2 to 6 players. I always go with 3. That's kind of my sweet spot. Last night, not so great, but doesn't mean you can't do it. And today, Fridays, I think you get 25x on a 6-player pick. You're not competing against others, just you and the projections from Prize Picks, and Prize Picks offers projections on everything. I am going to get after Bedardsy. I'm going to look at his shots on goal. You got PGA, you got WNBA, you got Euro basketball, which, again, I'm going to get into. Entries can be made in 60 seconds or less. Just download the Prize Picks app or go to prizepicks.com. Use that promo code WI. You put 100 in, Prize Picks gives you 100. Again, go to prizepicks.com or download the Prize Picks app.
There are rules in place where Tausch would not get anywhere near this. I can get near it all I want. Deacon Hill, 0.5 passing interceptions. Give me that all day tomorrow for the Wisconsin-Iowa game. Coming up next, it's trivia time. We don't want to do end-of-show trivia because we got Feel Good Friday. We got trivia. We got Whoa Nelly featuring Hunter Vaughn, our producer, and we've got Feel Good Friday. It is time to play Wilde and Tausch trivia. Caller number... What's the line on Wisconsin-Iowa tomorrow? 9.5?
Yeah, it had moved from 10, so we could do caller 10.
Sure, let's do Badger's going to win by 10 tomorrow. Caller 10, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776 for Wilde and Tausch Trivia. Today's category, keeping consistent with our Badgers hour in the 10 o'clock hour, great moments in Wisconsin-Iowa history. And Tausch may have already given you a clue to what one of the answers is from our conversation earlier.
I don't have a clue what I was talking about.
I know. Yeah, that's more
Something
often.
about gas?
I'm shocked.
It has nothing to do with gas. Caller 10, 844-770-3776 to play Wilde and Tausch Trivia. Great moments in Wisconsin-Iowa history. Next on Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Ruggability. We straight made that word up. How else to describe the otherwise indescribable rugged, capable, incredible versatility and affordability of a Honda SUV? Car and Driver calls Honda the winningest brand in 10 best history. Your kids will call it totally lit. But we like ruggability, and you'll like the incredifantabulous deals, so see your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Hey, it's Alex Rowe. Football season is officially here, which means you better be doing it right with my friends at Door County Distillery. If you're a whiskey fan, you can't go wrong with the 9-time award-winning single malt whiskey from Door County Distillery. Maybe you like gin. How about that classic green bottle of gin from Door County Distillery? Or maybe it's the cherry brandy to mix up in your old-fashioned. Whatever it is, choose Door County Distillery. Visit their website, doorcountydistillery.com, for the retailer nearest you and all of those unique cocktail recipes. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
Tired of power outages disrupting your life? Make them a thing of the past by getting a Generac home standby generator from Adams Generators. Adams Generators is the largest and #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. With 24/7 emergency support, our factory-trained technicians are standing by to assist you. Visit adamspower.com/generators to make sure your power always stays on. That's adamspower.com/generators.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Grassland Dairy is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin and sustained by innovation. Since 1904, the Wheatrick family has worked with hundreds of dairy farmers to consistently produce the highest quality dairy products. Grassland's commitment to quality starts with the way their dairy farmers care for their cows and carries through every step of their innovative processing and delivery. They are proud to offer a wide range of reliable and nutritious dairy ingredients. Grassland Dairy is family owned in Wisconsin and has been crafting butter for 5 generations.
Wilde Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Wilde and Tausch. Jesse and Tausch today. Jason on assignment. Took a couple days off around the Packers bye week, which is a good thing for us.
Yeah, he needed a little blow. He's been getting beat up a little bit by old T.
Of course he has. He'll be back on Monday, back like usual on Monday as we get set for Packers Broncos next week. Wisconsin, Iowa.
You guys miss headlines? You guys miss not having headlines today?
I think headlines had a.
You think it needed a break?
I don't miss headlines because we did it Monday. Like we still did it this week.
I'm glad I didn't have to come up with something.
Yeah, I mean, that Packers-Raiders game feels like forever ago.
Doesn't that feel like it was like a month ago
It was
already?
a long week. Indeed. Yeah, but we did do headlines on Monday, so no, I'm not missing it today.
Okay.
I feel like
all right, we're on board.
about Wednesday next week, I'll start to be like, oh, man, it's been a while since we did headlines. I wonder what Tausch's Academy is going to come up with, and then we'll find out from there. In the meantime, it is time to play Wilde and Tausch Trivia, the only football game of prominence in the state of Wisconsin this weekend is Kettle Moraine and Muskego, number 1 versus number 1 tonight, Division 2, Division 1. But also Wisconsin and Iowa tomorrow at Camp Randall Stadium. Our trivia category, great moments in Wisconsin-Iowa history. We bring in Clyde in Hartford as today's Wilde and Tausch trivia contestant. Clyde, good morning. How are you?
How you doing? I'm doing well.
Tausch, anything to say about?
That's a cool name.
Yeah,
I like that
Clyde
name,
is a real. You got to be cool if you have a name like Clyde.
Clyde the Glide. You have to be. I mean, that's just how it goes, right? And Clyde, have you been called Clyde the Glide?
Yeah, but among other things, yes, I have been.
What
called
else?
Clyde the Glide.
Have you ever given a tour so you could be Clyde the Guide?
That's good.
No guide. No guide here.
I don't know where your head works.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde, yep.
Have you ever volunteered at a charity thing where they get to pie you in the face so they could say, Clyde got pied?
That's not as good.
No.
Nah, let's move on.
Not that either.
You know, if Clyde wanted to contribute to this game, we could say Clyde tried.
That was better.
We're back.
And if you worked for the CIA, you could say Clyde spied. I mean, there's a bunch of things that you could do.
You're getting it.
Clyde, you got any? If you come up with one, just jump in at any time. You could cut us off and come up with one. But as we go, here we go, Clyde. Which current?
There's no cutting you off, Tauscher.
There's some truth. Hey, Clyde, you're right. That's true. All right, Clyde. Clyde didn't lie. Which current ESPN Wisconsin host successfully converted a trick play on special teams to help Wisconsin secure a win at Iowa during the 2010 season? Is it Brad Nortman, Tarek Saleh, or Homer? Oh, I guess that was 1910, not 2010.
Nortman.
Heck yeah, it was Brad Nortman. Kyle Preston Nortman. Weekdays 2 to 4 on ESPN Madison. The extra hour 2 to 5 on ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Beaver Dam. That was a fun game. Do you
Which
remember?
game?
The Brad Nortman fake punt game at Iowa. It was
anytime we beat Iowa, it's a fun game.
I was a freshman in college, and it was parents' weekend. My parents were in town for a band concert, and then we went out to
I ain't gonna
dinner.
lie to you. Listen to this story. Clyde cried.
Question 2. Every time you say something like that, Jesse died, not Clyde.
Jeez.
Wisconsin defeated Iowa 38-14 during the Badgers' undefeated 2017 regular season. Tausch was talking about this when Derek Blakesley was on earlier. How did Iowa score their 14 points in that 38-14 game? Did they score their 14 points with 2 punt returns by the same player, 2 pick sixes by the same player, or 2 Hail Marys caught by the same player?
I'm going to go with the pick sixes by the same player.
Indeed it was.
Josh Jackson.
Josh
Just learned
Jackson.
that, yep.
Hyped coming into that game. 2 pick sixes. That was the only scoring for Iowa on that fateful day at Camp Randall Stadium.
All right, Clyde, let's go. Let's get a little perfection. I couldn't come up with an "I'd" for that, but I'm sure we will.
Clyde could not be denied.
Oh, no, that's good.
There you go.
Clyde's starting to dig this a little bit, I think. Which Badgers quarterback handed the ball to Ron Dane when he broke the all-time NCAA rushing record, and still holds it, I don't care what the record book says, at Camp Randall Stadium against Iowa in 1999? Is it Scott Kavanaugh, Brooks Bollinger, or Jim Sorgi?
Wow. Man. Can you do it again?
I sure can. Scott Kavanaugh, Brooks Bollinger, or Jim Sorgi?
I'm going to go with Brooks.
Nailed it. Beautifully done.
Well done, Clyde.
Clyde with a high five? No? High five?
Yeah, there you go.
Give him a high five?
Clyde, don't you give him that. That was terrible. But you were not terrible, Clyde. You got all 4 entries available to you for a chance to win an ESPN Wisconsin prize pack. Hunter Vaughn will draw from the cheese fry helmet, unless he wants me to do it. I guess I can do it because I'm here, but nah, Hunter's going to draw from the helmet. We'll do that coming up here in just a few minutes. Clyde, congratulations. Hope you have a great weekend. I'm really trying to come up with something here, but
we've used a lot of them already.
Clyde, you could ask me what I'm doing this weekend, but then Clyde would have pried, and I wouldn't appreciate that very much.
That's enough.
Yeah, true.
Thanks, Clyde.
Then let's step aside. Bye, Clyde.
No, that's good. Nice. So other than Clyde Drexler, what other Clydes do we have?
Clyde in Hartford.
Okay.
I don't think
Clyde
I know.
Edwards-Hilaire.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Is that Clyde or Claude?
That's Clyde.
Okay.
Clyde Edwards-Hilaire.
Clyde is kind of that might be a fun name to kind of put in the old hopper as far as thinking of names, Jesse.
I appreciate the thought. Clyde Nelson.
No,
I'm not seeing it.
I like the name Clyde a lot.
Now, if Hunter were to have a child, Clyde Vaughn sounds like a running back.
That's a great name.
Clyde Vaughn is either
Isn't it kind of uncanny? I mean, we usually are pretty good when we do this name game.
Mm-hmm.
Clyde Drexler and Clyde and Hartford is all we can come up with. There's Bonnie and Clyde, obviously. We don't know the last name.
Edwards-Hilaire. Yeah.
Well,
we'll
yeah.
check the text line here in a minute. 844-770-3776.
Is Clyde that? There's just not that many Clydes?
I'm trying to think. Is there an actor named Clyde that I can't remember? I don't.
That's my point. We're usually pretty good.
We
at
don't
this.
have many Clydes. There are not many Clydes.
We have a Clyde shortage.
There will be no shortage of discussion points, I'm sure, about the Chicago Blackhawks as Hunter Vaughn leads us in a round
I think
of one.
we had to have had enough Blackhawks talk.
One could only hope.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Whoa, Nelly featuring Hunter Vaughn is next. It's Wilde and Clyde.
This is Wilde Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
This is Greeny.
We all love to make fun of Hembo. Tell Bubba, as you told me, about your dinner last night.
My wife Lizzie makes a lovely penny vodka.
It's penne.
Okay, are you from Sicily?
I'm from planet Earth. No one says penny. It's not 1 cent's worth of vodka. It's penne vodka.
Tasted like it cost 1 cent.
Whoa!
Greeny with Mike Greenberg. Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Plus, you can watch and listen on the ESPN app.
Hi, I'm Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock with Retirement Income Strategies. And what sets us apart is we're an independent, family-run office. We help clients like you understand the financial world and build a portfolio that's in your best interest. To learn more, go to MadisonMoneyGuy.com.
All right, Team Pella, listen up.
Thanks, John Kuhn. Customers love our products with limited lifetime warranties. Check out these big plays. Incredible innovations like blinds and shades between the glass.
No interference on that play, Coach.
And stylish windows with hidden screens that make game days a breeze.
Can it get any better?
It can. With monthly payments as low as $19 per window, $75 per patio door, and a free quote at PellaWI.com.
Let's go.
6.99 APR for 120 months. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offers end 10/31/2023.
Former NFL player and Rose Bowl champion Tarek Saleh here for Carbon World Health. Carbon is much more than just another gym. They offer the best recovery in the area. Some of my favorites include red light therapy and cryotherapy. Improve your athletic performance, fitness and training results, speed up muscle recovery and reduce pain, and boost your mood with these simple and non-invasive treatments. Visit Carbon World Health today and ask for the ESPN Recovery Package. That's Carbon World Health.
Hey, it's Alex Strofe. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on Twitter for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview of the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Working at a company that truly cares and invests in their employees should never be taken for granted. Work, learn, and earn at the Weld School at Stoughton Trailers. The program includes 1 week of paid training starting at $18 per hour and features small class sizes designed for individual attention. No prior experience is needed because teaching their employees is all part of the Stoughton Trailers way. Graduate into a full-time position in Stoughton or Evansville. Apply today at STOjobs.com. That's STOjobs.com.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
It's spooky, it's scary, but don't be frightened. It's the Graveyard Grabs promotion at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison on Saturday, October 28th from 5 to 9 p.m. 27 winners will be selected to enter our graveyard filled with piles of rewards play and cash prizes. 3 winners every half hour will select 3 scary prize pieces, and each will keep the total amount of their own selections. Each winner has a chance to walk away with a total of $3,000 in cash. It's a frighteningly good time at
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. Win game day gear by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill or a Brewmate. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 plus to enter.
The Clydes are rolling in on the
Is there a bunch?
text line. Not a bunch. And one controversial. So first of all, shout out to Jeremy in Green Bay who said Clyde is off the schneid.
That's
pretty good. Okay, so we've got
Clyde lied, but it didn't fit at all. I couldn't get it in there at all.
So Clyde Frazier, many
Clyde
people have
fried,
pointed out.
If you went out and like,
Well,
did
we're
a
not
fish
doing the
fry.
rhyme, we're
no,
pointing
but I'm
out
saying we left a few out there is what I was trying to tell you.
Yeah, you're right. Now I'm starting to think of him again, and I need to move on. Dan in Brothertown, among many others, Clyde Frazier was one of the big Clydes.
That wasn't his real name, though,
True,
right?
but people know him as Clyde Frazier.
For sure. Good one, Dan.
Clyde Barrow?
Never heard of him.
Don't know who that
That's
is.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Well, no one who knows that his last
Nobody
name
knows
is
the
Barrow.
last name. Other
Except
than,
I literally just said, yeah.
You did not know.
I did know that.
What's
You're an
Bonnie's
old
last
soul,
name?
aren't you? Yeah, what's Bonnie's last name?
I believe they got married, so then it would
What was
also
it?
be
What
Barrow.
maiden name? What was her first pet's
Do
name?
you know Tausch's mother's
what was
maiden
What
name?
was her social security number?
Do you know Tausch's maiden? What?
I said
That has-
mother's maiden name. He's asking me if I know Bonnie from Bonnie and Clyde's maiden name. That's like asking the same thing.
But I'm guessing Bonnie and Clyde got married as that show went on, right?
Show went on. They're real people, Tausch.
But the reason people know it is there's a story about them. The show or story about them. Somewhere along the lines, that story.
Wednesday night after Jimmy Fallon, Bonnie and Clyde are robbing the bank on State Street. Tune in. Gosh, I am totally lost now on the Clydes. Oh, the orange ghost in Pac-Man is named Clyde.
Okay.
Cool.
And then
I'm talking about people. I mean, I could name things. Oh, that building is called the Clyde. I mean, you can just make things up. I'm talking about people.
They're all Ace and Stoughton, Jim on the South Side. Bonnie Parker was Bonnie's name from Bonnie and Clyde. Parker.
I can't believe Hunter didn't know that.
You could have guessed that it got close. And then the final one that we've forgotten, according to the texters, Clydesdale horses.
It's a little bit of a stretch. I like the mindset. A little bit of a stretch, dog.
Before we get to Woe Hunter,
So you're telling me all that we had Clyde Frazier and Clyde Drexler, and it's some
And Bonnie
Bonnie and Clyde, which we think they know the name is Barrow. Is
Yeah.
that what I'm thinking?
Yep.
Yeah.
3 Clydes in the history of civilization is what we come up with.
and Edward Zelaire, who's been benched by the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Picked him up this week. Thought he might have a game last night.
That is crazy in the sports world. We have one of the great guards in the history of the NBA, Clyde Drexler. And you're telling me Clyde Frazier, that's all we got from Clyde.
Let's bring him back. Ron in the Key points out Greg Scalzo and Ben Brust of the former Scalzo and Brust show both having children coming up. Which is better, Clyde Scalzo or Clyde Brust?
Clyde Scalzo.
I think Clyde Brust.
Yeah, CB.
It's a baby born to play basketball.
Clyde should be in play more. That's all I'm saying. That's it.
Hunter Vaughn, let's draw this week's Wilde Tausch Trivia winner. Chance to win an ESPN Wisconsin prize pack for
You
all
guys
the
don't
contestants
think that's
this week.
crazy that a name that is strong and solid like Clyde. Like, I can understand when you shorten Richard, why people have stopped calling their kids that. I could get that. Clyde? What a strong name.
I'm looking up right now.
It's just crazy how little amount of Clyde is. What are you, Whoa Nelly? You're done with this?
Is
I'm
Clyde
kind of over this.
Is Clyde short for something?
I think we beat
You
this
don't
to
think
death.
it's interesting?
Like, do we think it was
No.
actually Bonnie and Charles?
I don't know.
And he changed it to
I
Clyde.
know. This is interesting. All right, then hopefully Clyde won. I'm pulling for Clyde.
Cheese fry helmet, Hunter Vaughn. You're trusted with a very important deed here. Let's see
Why
who's
is he
the
not
winner.
on the camera while he's doing this?
Yeah, you got to be on camera
Like,
for
I like to have
authenticity.
full
Yeah.
transparency, Clyde.
Okay, I pulled it out, and it was Clyde in Hartford.
He deserves it. Is there a rhyme that celebrate word that
and
rhymes
now with his
Clyde?
ESPN Wisconsin prize pack, Clyde will be supplied.
Nice.
Nicely done.
Whoa, Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
Yesterday, the two of you told me that nobody wants to hear about hockey.
You're on thin ice, Hunter.
Well, There's a show on behind the
that was
two
funny.
of
I
you.
didn't mean to do
Pretty
that.
good. You totally meant to do it.
I did not. No.
He did.
I
Of
did.
course
No,
he did.
no, I did. Go ahead.
The Pat McAfee Show is now doing a segment called Hockey is Awesome. So I think that we need to have a segment like 2 good minutes of hockey every week.
No.
Yes,
I'll give
because
you
clearly people
30
want
seconds.
hockey.
I'll give you a power play of 30 seconds of hockey talk. Hunter Vaughn, ready, set, go.
Well, that's perfect because my next one was the Buffalo Sabres. Instead of having a team-wide goal song, they are going to have individual goal songs for each player. So instead of a walkout song, I know that conversation happens a lot, is there a song that you would want to be your goal song?
I'll be honest with you, I had not thought of it. I've never put on skates.
Theme music.
So I'm going to need time to. I can't just willy-nilly throw something out there. I don't have one. What are some of the songs that these guys have picked?
I mean, of course, 2 of the guys for Buffalo went with the Timmy Trumpets theme. Yeah, Narco. A couple of guys went with some country songs. It's really whatever type of music you like that you would want to celebrate.
No, it has to be something like goal-related, right? It's like if I'm doing our headline stuff in the academy and
somebody has Kanye's Power. Somebody else had.
But they probably scored on a power play.
It's like a walk-up song when you're a baseball batter. Like you don't need to. It doesn't need to be related
is totally
to the
different
sport.
than scoring a goal.
No,
it's you
like
need
the
it to be
same thing.
celebratory. It can't just be like if you love jazz or you love something really melancholy, you're not going to score a goal and then put on Enya.
No, or you could, and it would ring out, and it would be glorious.
Sure, it'd be like the guy that would do his pitcher. His walkout was "Careless Whisper."
I would do West Virginia, John Denver. Country Roads Take Me
All
Home.
right, I'm going to do Styx Renegade.
See, I thought if you played for Nashville, you got to go with Rocky Top, right?
No.
Yeah, you're in the state of Tennessee.
The fight song for your mediocre SEC football team for the last 20 years?
I'm changing mine. I score a goal. I want to do jump around.
That would be
jump
great.
around.
That's fun.
Great.
That's kind of basic.
Whoa, Nelly!
Today is Friday the 13th. I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. Do you guys have any superstitions?
I mean, when I played, I had to have 3 sips of water and I'd spit it out. I don't know if that's, and then I'd tape my wrist a certain way, and I tried to. I don't know if that's more regimented than superstition, though. I think.
Well, the spitting out water, though, like, did you have a great game before you did that, and then
Probably
that's why
not.
you kept going?
That's more a routine than a
It was-
superstition.
Yeah, but it was a stition.
Was it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
it was.
saying I wake up and have a bowl of cereal every morning is not a stition. It's just a routine. It's just a habit.
What if you choked on bacon before you did it, and then you had cereal, and you're like, oh, this is better?
Well, then you could say I have a bowl of cereal every morning so I don't choke on bacon.
I think
like that would be superstitious.
I am convinced that like black cats walking in front of you are bad news. Like that part, I'm totally on board with. As far as ghosts and all that other stuff, you start seeing a bunch of black cats, I freak out a little bit.
I would say there's not one particular superstition that I believe in. I would say we've done the thing when we go to Dubuque, me and the boys, when we go to Dubuque for the NCAA tournament, and we're betting on the games where it's legal there. We'll sit in the same spots, and if we get hot and all of us are winning several bets in a row, we'll make sure we're all staying in the same seats, or we'll say someone will get hungry, they want to get up and go. No, you can't get up and go. You got to stay there. We're hot right now. Can't throw off the mojo. So in that sense, I believe in superstition, like in the moment. But there's not anything that I don't wake up every morning and be like, in order to make sure I have a good show on Wilde Tausch today, I better put my lucky little watch on or something like that.
Would have been nice for you to wear that watch today.
Thanks.
All right.
I was going to say, I will, if the Cowboys win, which they don't consistently win, but when they do win, I then won't wash the jersey that I was wearing during the game until they lose, and then I got to wash the bad
that's a
logo
stition.
off.
Okay.
Whoa, Nelly. May I ask one question on behalf? It's submitted by a fan.
Sure.
Hunter, and it's not actually a fan. It's Bill Johnson of our station up at Beaver Dam, ESPN.
Does Bill not like our show?
Yeah, he loves our show.
Well, then what do you mean he's not a fan?
Well, he's a fan and he works for us, so it's like both.
Fan and teammate.
Fan, teammate, yeah.
Has he got a Clyde?
Is Deacon Hill a fan of Cade McNamara?
Does he have a Clyde? for us.
He might, maybe. His question is about chili. So we had Derek Blakesley on, the Badgers Outsider.
Great chili weather today, too.
Bill said he's at home listening to us, making a pot of chili today, firing up it on a Friday. And his question is, noodles in the chili, yes or no?
No.
Hunter?
I like it.
Are you talking about spaghetti, like the Cincinnati way?
No, it could be any type of noodle.
Like
you
a
could do shell
macaroni noodle. Yeah, a macaroni noodle's fine.
Yeah,
but I thought you were talking about like the spaghetti. No,
I would never do the Cincinnati spaghetti style noodle. And I also would say, like, for a fresh pot of chili, hot off the stove,
gotta have some spice in it, or don't make it.
I'll put some like crumbled up cracker in it for the fresh chili. The leftover chili, I like putting it over noodles. And you throw some noodles in the bowl, whatever. Kind of like a chili mac for the leftover chili.
Is that musty?
Not usually.
What? He's a musty mac guy.
Hunter doesn't. I got to make some musty mac coming up here for the office to enjoy.
I don't know if I want musty.
Make sure
this is the second time it's been referenced this week.
I'm going to make sure I'm on vacation when that happens.
For those unfamiliar, a few years ago we had friends over on a Thursday night for a Packers game.
Whoa, Hunter.
And we said we were making musty mac, which is a macaroni and cheese recipe.
Whoa, Hunter Clyde. You're going to still keep talking about musty mac.
Strophy.
Where'd he come from? Feel Good Friday, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints, is next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Madison tomorrow afternoon. You know I'm feeling good on this Feel Good Friday on Wilde Tausch, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints. We were feeling good when my family worked with the pro painters from Hallman Lindsay for our home's paint project. Hallman Lindsay's pro painters were incredible. They did the job so much better than we could and made the whole process so much easier on all of us. All you have to do to get connected is stop into any of Hallman Lindsay's Madison area locations, ask, and they'll help get you set up with the pro painters that are perfect for what you need. From green and gold to cardinal and white and everything in between. Remember, Wisconsin's best painters use Wisconsin's best paint, and Wisconsin's best painters are the pro painters at Hallman Lindsay Paints. Hallman Lindsay, great paint, great people. Stay tuned for Feel Good Friday on Wilde and Tausch, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994. Find the Great Dane nearest you at greatdanepub.com. Tomorrow marks the 97th all-time meeting between the Wisconsin and Iowa football programs and the 18th meeting during the Heartland Trophy Series. The Badgers hold an all-time lead, 49 wins, 45 losses, and 2 ties against Iowa since their first game was played in October of 1894. Wisconsin has won 8 of the 11 previous matchups, but the last one belongs to Iowa, a 24-10 victory last November. The Badgers are favored by 9.5 points in Saturday's showdown with a 3 o'clock kickoff.
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
It's spooky season, and that means spooktacular savings at Metro Ford of Madison. Get into a stylish 2023 Ford Edge at 0% APR financing. For 66 months to qualify credit, $16.43 per $1,000 borrowed. Or the popular Ford F-150 for 3.9% APR. For 66 months to qualify credit, $15.15 per $1,000 borrowed. Also included is a new 4K big screen smart TV with the purchase of a new vehicle. Spooktacular savings are at Metro Ford of Madison. Search inventory at metrofordofmadison.com.
Braylon Allen here. When I'm running, tackling, and scoring touchdowns, I'll give you one guess what I'm wearing underneath my jersey and pads. That's right. Iron Jock Performance Gear is with me for every yard, every sprint, and every lift in the weight room. This is by far the best athletic apparel I've ever worn. Join me with Iron Jock Nation and get yours at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
At TLC Laser Eye Centers, we know every one of our patients' journeys. Like a recent patient in Chicago. She's been wearing the same scratched frame since college. And another patient in New York City. The first time he tried putting in contacts, it took him 4 hours and lots of patience. So how do we know all this? Well, TLC isn't all about seeing. We're also about listening. We start by discussing your needs, answer any questions, or address any concerns you may have about LASIK. Then we customize your experience to you. You deserve the best LASIK doctors, the best LASIK staff, and the best LASIK experience. So book your free 20-minute virtual consultation at TLC Laser Eye Centers. And let's talk about your journey today.
Right now, TLC is offering $1,000 off their Wavelight laser when treated in October. That's $500 off per eye. So call 888-TLC-2020 or visit saveontlc.com. The doctor's choice for LASIK. Must mention this promotion and be treated in October of 2023 to qualify. $1,000 off for both eyes on standard Wavelight price. $500 off for one eye. Cannot be combined with any other offers. See details at saveontlc.com.
ESPN Madison is on Wisconsin Sports. Catch up on anything you missed on the Varsity Podcast on Wisconsin On Demand. Brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, shop local, part of the Madison community since 1973.
You gotta get down on Friday. It's time to finish the week off right. It's Feel Good Friday on Wilde Tausch, painted by Hallman Lindsay.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Yeah, hey, every day.
Feel Good Friday. Wrapping up the week on Wilde and Tausch, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints. Jesse and Tausch today. Jason will be back on Monday after a couple of days off, heading into the Packers bye week. I would like to take an opportunity to share a couple of Feel Good Fridays, if you don't mind, old T. First of all, congratulations to our sister station. We just mentioned in the last segment, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, being the first ESPN affiliate to be featured on Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, of course, our friend who debates Tausch every Thursday, Chris Canty and Michelle Smallman. They featured ESPN Beaver Dam merchandise that the guys from Beaver Dam sent to the national show yesterday morning on big ESPN TV. It was really cool to see them spotlighted the way that they were on the national stage where I began my career up at ESPN Beaver Dam. So congratulations to our entire team up there. A successful and well-run operation over at ESPN Beaver Dam. Also, this one's a little somber at first, but seeing the tributes that have poured in for ESPN. Hunter, you wanted hockey talk. ESPN's Barry Melrose stepping aside this week after being diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Announced his retirement. Been an NHL analyst at ESPN since 1996. And from Steve Levy to John Buchagross, Scott Van Pelt with a tremendous one big thing last night honoring Barry Melrose. Tausch, I know you as a hockey guy. Like, Barry Melrose is as iconic. They're comparing him to Gretzky in the landscape of hockey, because what he has done for the sport to grow the game, to teach people about the game, to be able to learn it and grow it when it has been at ESPN, when it has not been at ESPN, and now in its return, Barry Melrose, by all accounts, one of the stand-up guys in the sports world.
Just a great ambassador for hockey, and especially, obviously the NHL is now on ESPN, but it wasn't. And he was kind of that ambassador or beacon to kind of continue to shed light on hockey. He loves the game. He's passionate about it. That's what he spent his majority of his life, whether it's coaching. I think he was with Tampa, and then obviously his run with the LA Kings. But to have that outpouring of support, and he's obviously going to be going through it with battling Parkinson's, it was really cool to see all of that love shown to him while he's here. I thought that was real touching and a great testament to the impact that he's made throughout his life.
And last but not least, for a Feel Good Friday from me, happy birthday to my mom, who I hung out with earlier this week, even though she ended up the night passed out in the back of the car driving back to Milwaukee, forgetting her purse. Always special to spend some time with my mom around her birthday.
That's just nice that you stuck in town and spent time with her, too, unlike when
they ditched me for my 30th birthday, so I wonder how it felt to actually have someone around to celebrate.
And again, she knows she has the floor whenever she wants, just like my mom has the floor. She never wants to take advantage of it, which I totally understand. So, all right, so we have the weekend coming.
Mm-hmm.
No Packer game, which kind of early, kind of wish there was. There's not, but the Badgers, Iowa, storming out, rain, wet, windy. It's supposed to be a little bit nicer tomorrow. Can't wait. It's going to be an exciting day.
I am very excited to see how this game plays out tomorrow. Winner within the driver's seat in the Big Ten West. Thanks to Matt LePay. Thanks to the Badgers outsider Derek Blakesley. Thanks to Rob Demovsky for joining us today.
Thanks to Clyde.
Thanks to Clyde, and congratulations on the win, Clyde. Thanks to everybody for joining us the last 2 days. All will be restored. Jason Wilde is back on Monday. Jerry Kramer scheduled to appear Monday. How about that? We'll see you then. Have a great weekend, as Jason always says. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin?